All right, ladies and gentlemen, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. It's time for some testing today. So what we're going to be doing, not campaign, we shall be going into the custom versus the AI and looking at the KHORNE and Cathay rosters. Those are the ones that we're allowed to be showing here. So basically, we're just going to be trying out different tactics and interesting things. So 1 second, guys, just have to get my echo reduction stuff set up here and we'll be good to go. 1 second, my friends. 1 second. All right. Almost ready. Almost ready to go. Yeah, super hyped. So obviously this is going to be an opportunity for you guys to make any suggestions on... Yeah, sorry, I'm standing kind of far away right now. Suggestions on anything that you all want to see. So there's some weird units obviously on these rosters, right? So this will be cool to kind of get in and check them out. So here we are. Perfect, looking good. And let's switch on over. All right, so it's go time. You guys have obviously probably seen the KHORNE guide that we put out. So we have a guide on the KHORNE roster overall where we go over every single unit, but this is going to be an opportunity to actually see those units in full effect. Basically, we can only show the KHORNE and Cathay units, so we'll be testing those rosters against each other for the most part. We could fight some custom battles as well, just to show you what the units look like in action, but it's more going to be testing and seeing what the efficacy of different units looks like. Are old factions going to be in multiplayer day one? I don't think so, no. I think it's going to be the same as game two, so you'll have like a couple months probably, or maybe a month of having the new factions, and then the old world will be added in after that, which I'm fine with, honestly. It's kind of like cool to be able to have an isolated experience. I mean, obviously I would prefer to have them, but also like balance might be a bit of a thing, because the old world factions have had like a ton of DLC, and they have like a lot of lore choices and more units overall, so maybe you need a little bit of time to get at least a couple DLCs for the new factions, right? For them to be able to kind of compete. Like, I feel like some of the old world factions might just be objectively stronger because of their unit variants. Obviously, much like in Warhammer 2 and Warhammer 1, the rosters were quite small at the start. Like, if you remember the Empire roster, it was super bare bones. Yeah, that'd be my 2 cents. That would be my 2 cents. So the first thing we're going to be testing out, so we can get this party started, is going to be Farmbrand the Exiled. So this is something that is really cool about Farmbrand, and I think is going to be pretty interesting to see when we're able to kind of get multiplayer going. Sadly, for today's testing, I'm not even allowed to have another player help me test, another person who has access, so I just have to test against the AI. So just a bit of a disclaimer there. We're not allowed to do like anything that is like has an inflection of the PvP. So we're going to be testing out Slaughter and Carnage. If you guys haven't seen this item, basically Farmbrand gets base weapon damage up to 100% increased, the more kills he gets. So there's some cool tactics for this for sure. As far as the map goes, let's go ahead and look at that old world mountains. There's so many cool maps. Yeah, Vampire Forests. Oh man, this map looks cool. Let's go ahead and do this one. Perfect. So we're going to be testing Farmbrand the Exile first. From there, we can test like different Chaos units and see how effective they are against some of Grand Cathay's infantry. We can test out the Bloodthirsters of Corn. I can show you how effective they are. We can do cavalry versus cavalry testing, test out the Skull Cannon, all sorts of neat stuff like that. So yeah, that's kind of the game plan here. So we'll get this party started here. Let's go ahead and get Farmbrand, and we're going to be testing out Slaughter and Carnage. Now for the Grand Cathay army, we can just give like a Magistrate, a bunch of like Jade Warriors, and we can give them some like some Peasant Spearmen or something. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if Farmbrand can solo all this, because he doesn't have like the Gore Feast. His abilities are fueled by Rage, so when he gets like beat up, he does more damage. He's got a Breath Attack, Wrathful Reaper, and Rage Embodied. Yeah, pretty good. So yeah, Farmbrand is about 800 gold down right now in this trade. Yes. All right, cool. So I think that's fine. We could even throw a Terracotta Sentinel in there, but I think just throwing like Jade Warriors in should be fine. All right, so let's go ahead and test this bad boy out and see how this goes. We're going to be testing his farming capabilities here. I want to show you guys the rate at which it increases. So basically, if Farmbrand is getting in there, this is the Cursed Marshes, Vampire Forest. That's really, really cool. Yeah. So the Bloodthirsters, you have 3 variants. You have Garbrandt, which is, you know, he runs on the ground and is pretty strong. You have the Exalted bad boy who flies, and then you have the basic Bloodthirster, the isn't like a character or lord, and he's anti-large. So each of them kind of serves a bit of a different purpose. Can you show us charge reflections? Absolutely. We can show you. We're gonna like just sit here for like 2 hours and just go through stuff and like try different things out. All right, so Scarbrand's here. Ooh, look at this. This is a pretty cool map. I think there's like a giant skull somewhere too. Oh, look at that. Yeah, in the distance you can see like the vampiric skull. Yeah, this is actually really cool. Some of the new battle maps are amazing. Yeah, marshes on the sides obviously wouldn't be ideal, but I'm really, you know, excited for the old world to come back too, to be seeing like some of these new campaigns in action. Khorne demands movement. Okay, that's great. Yeah, he's pretty fast. He's got 80 speed too. So this bad boy can, you know, Garbrandt can outrun Empire Heavy Cavalry, right? Like he can outrun most units like that, which is pretty cool. Yeah, can I show you the faction? Yes, I can, 100%. So right now we're going to be focusing on Farmbrand though, which is neat. So check this out. Farmbrand is here. He's got 683 weapon strength with his Frenzy active. Now, I'm going to go ahead and use a breath attack right on these Cathay boys here in the front. And these are just the Jade Warriors, and you guys will see. Yeah, the soccer kick animation is great. So watch his weapon strength, 683 all the way up to... Did it get any kills? Oh, it didn't get too many kills there. Yeah, it only killed a couple models. So are we up to... Oh no, we're up to 700. Okay, so now our weapon strength is 700. So the scaling seems to take a second. So we got about like 20 weapon strength or something like that, which is pretty cool. So obviously, you know, you could really abuse this in campaign if you wanted to, right? You could just kind of like run around. You could wait for your breath attacks to come up. If I had another like Khorne infantry unit that I could like blob here and have it, you know, like occupy them, I could get a breath right down the side, but it's going to be tricky. So now we're up to 700. And if you go to the Slaughter and Carnage, you can see, yeah, we have a 3% increase. So we'll try and get that same unit again to see if we can actually get some model kills. So let's get a little bit closer. Use another breath attack here, and boom, that one was much better. And now we're up to 24 kills, and our weapon strength is 720. So it's really, really cool. So ultra unit size is actually seems like it's going to be the standard going forward here. So let's just attack some of the Jade Warriors and see. And obviously we get the Karate Kit coming in, which is always great. We can move in here. Wrathful Reaper is pretty cool, but we're just going to take out the Lord real quick to make it so we can actually just farm the units a little bit safer. So we'll take him out. We have Rage Embodied, which of course rampages. Garbrandt, of course, has amazing mass. Like you can see how well he just pushes through these units. And yeah, just giving the business to that Lord with just a casual 758 weapon strength. Oh my god, that is so brutal. So now we just farm, and we're going to go ahead and pop the Wrathful Reaper now, and that's going to rampage him, but now his weapon strength is 1.1k. So if we had maxed out our Wrathful Reaper, Garbrandt would actually be like at around 1500, 1600 weapon strength, which is pretty crazy. No, the breath attack is actually really good. If you get it down like a narrow formation, it's really strong. So we'll let Farmbrand farm here for a second. Currently, we still have Wrathful Reaper active, I think. Let's go ahead and check. Yeah, I think it's still active right now. Yep. So that'll wear off in a second, but as he gets more and more kills, you're going to get scaling weapon damage. So currently, his weapon damage is up to 838 weapon strength, which is pretty damn insane. So you can run away. Let me go ahead and show you guys the breath attack here and see if I can get like a good one. All right, so the Cathay boys are chasing me. We're going to go ahead and turn around and yeah, let's see if we can get a good one right here. It's kind of tricky, but the breath attacks seem okay. Come on, turn around, do it. There you go. All right, and get the breath attack on the blob. Let's go. Big breath, and yeah, I mean, come on, that was pretty good. And now we have 149 kills, so our weapon strength is currently 998. So Slaughter and Carnage is only up to 51%. Holy shit, so this can get really... I should have brought more units. We might have to do another test of this. We might have to do another test. I don't think there's enough skulls for the Skull Throne here, and we can obviously rampage them too. This is one of Scarbrandt's other abilities here. So we pop this and it rampages all nearby units for, I think, like 30 seconds or something. It's really, really insane. So his base weapon strength with 172 kills is up to like, you know, 1,000. Now, why this is really good is because if you're playing, let's say, like theoretically in a multiplayer battle, right? Well, you can use Garbrandt, run him down the side of an enemy formation of like Bretonnian peasant mobs or Skaven slaves. It doesn't matter where the skulls come from. If the skull is like a crappy chaff unit, and you just get a huge breath attack, suddenly Garbrandt gets like 200 more weapon strength, right? If you get a really good one. So that's going to be really, really powerful. And Farmbrand, obviously, we could pop this. His weapon strength's up to 1.3 right now. So like, this is going to be pretty damn achievable in most PvP games. And I think Garbrandt will be pretty strong. You saw how good he was at gooning that Lord. And, you know, that's pretty damn good. I think we're out of breath attacks right now. I think we used all 3 of them. Yeah, we did. But if you can get those really good breath attacks, he can go pretty bananas. Turn is Ultra the standard for multiplayer? Yeah, I can't really talk about multiplayer stuff yet. Can't really go into it as much as I want to. So yeah, we'll do a little bit more farming here. Yeah, up to 1.3. So that's only that's not even full increase. That was like 60-70%. So yeah, he can get his weapon strength up to a pretty insane amount, like up to 1,200, 1,500 with that weapon. And then you pop Wrathful Reaper, and Homeboy's just going to be going absolutely bananas. It's really, really strong. All right, so. You guys get to see Farmbrand the Exiled. That's more or less kind of his jam. And like, yeah, he can go pretty insane. Like, he just gooned this entire force. Like, and we could have even fought like a much bigger army here. All right, one sec. I'm just putting in my headphones. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, the mass stat is shown if you hover over the unit count. Correct. Good lord, I can't wait to play Khorne. Yeah, he's really fun. I think he's one of my favorite lords. I love the farming aspect. What do you think about the cavalry changes? So in my experience, cavalry has been fine. I've been enjoying them quite a bit. So yeah, no complaints there. Let's go ahead and do a different map. We can like switch the map. We'll do some Chaos Waste map. Next, I want to show you guys the skull cannons, because I don't think, like, aside from maybe a couple campaign videos, people have had a good opportunity to see them. So we are going to do some skull cannons. So we'll get some Cathay Warriors. We'll get some Jade Lancers. We can get like a Terracotta Sentinel and show you against these different units. Jade Lancers are kind of like Walmart Empire Knights, basically. You know, they have like less armor and their stats are kind of crappy. They're like, okay, they're basically Empire Knights. Yeah, basically the same thing. Turn, you can check the effects right next to his name. Yeah, correct. Is Garbrandt going to be viable against factions with gunpowder? Probably, because the thing is, Khorne, like, you might want to go with the, like, if you're playing, like, Empire, you might want to go for a Herald of Khorne and put him on, like, the Bloodthrone mount, which is like a motorcycle, and it also makes him heal in combat. So that gives you access to Gore Feast, which allows you to heal. So, like, if you're worried about getting sniped by missiles and things like that, maybe. But overall, like, even if you're going Garbrandt, you could bring, like, a ton of Furies and Bloodhounds and single entity chariots via the Blood Shrine of Khorne. So, like, I feel like you're going to be able to get into the back line pretty well and just kind of do whatever you want. Spark Ethos, finally been waiting for this day. Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to test the Skull Cannon here on the Chaos Wastes, and we just have some Cathay forces here to shoot at. And you guys can see them in action. Do you have a favorite faction? So far, I mean, of the ones I've been allowed to show, I really enjoy Khorne the most. Yeah, Khorne is really fun. I like their units, and I like the aesthetic, and I also like not having to use magic because I'm lazy. Yes. Yeah, Faction Wars will be fun. It will be. I'm very excited. So as soon as we're allowed to show multiplayer here pretty soon, I'm going to be hosting a day one tournament. Like, as soon as the embargo drops and allows us to show multiplayer, I'm going to be hosting a tournament there. Yeah. Khorne Warriors are expensive, but they're super good. All right, so yeah, we have the Herald of Khorne and the Lawnmower. So this is like the SEM. This thing's pretty sweet. And it heals in combat. It has the Totem of Endless Bloodletting, which gives melee attack and leadership. He's got Revel and Slaughter, so when he's in melee, he buffs himself, and yeah, he heals. He gets, you know, bonus damage as he gets more kills, but really, we're here to show you the Skull Cannon shooting. All right, so Skull Cannons are pretty quick. They have 68 speed, so obviously it opens up some kiting options for you, but we're going to take a couple shots here into these guys. Boom and boom, and just test them out against the Jade Warriors. So here they come. Pop shots going downtown, and horrible accuracy. That's been one of the things I've noticed about the Skull Cannons, is they're not super accurate. So let's see if they can get their next shots. They do also replenish ammunition when they're in melee, which is pretty cool. So we'll show you that. God damn, that accuracy is rough. Can you try Soul Grinders? Yeah, we're here for you guys. We're going to be trying all this stuff here today. So Skull Cannons shooting in, still haven't hit. Wow, this accuracy is brutal. Maybe it's like the hill I'm on. Let me go ahead and try and move up a little bit. All right, so now we can shoot. Okay, they shoot while moving too. So I'm almost at about half ammo right now. We do have some Jade Lancers coming in, and they were starting to get some shots, but honestly, I'm a little bit underwhelmed by the shooting of these guys. I mean, I've had some games, you know, against the AI here in testing where they've done some good damage, but they can shoot while moving, which is pretty funny. Yeah, nice little shots right there, and we can run away, and obviously you can do some kiting with these. The Jade Lancers probably won't be able to do much damage. The thing about Skull Cannons, though, is they still are pretty similar to the Bloodthrones in terms of functionality as like SEMs, so they can do quite a bit. So let's go ahead and turn and shoot. You can see some really nice new maps. Like, these would be good for traditional, like, you know, Warhammer 2 multiplayer and stuff. Yeah, missing a lot of shots here. Missing a ton of shots. And let's even get some more. Can we get some more shots here on the cavalry, and then we can run away? It's funny, Khorne. Who would have thought that Khorne would be the the dreaded kiting faction? We have the Terracotta Sentinel moving. I wanted to rip a couple shots on it. It seems like the Skull Cannons, like, look at that. They do pretty, like, okay, I just shot 2 shots. 3 shots at the Terracotta Sentinel right there. 3 shots, and all 3 hit and did a lot of damage. Like, look at the accuracy on these things now. Like, they were so terrible from a distance, but against, like, close quarters against SEMs, this is great. Like, they really, really tore that thing down. So maybe they're just really, yeah, look at that. 6 for 6 on the accuracy shots. 6 for 6, which is insane. So maybe they're, like, accurate at close range, but at far range they just suck. So let's do a little bit of fast forwarding. And now they move in, and they should start replenishing ammunition as they get kills. And the Bloodthirster guy's got to move in. Like, you can see that, like, in melee, they're actually really formidable. Like, they're just grinding through this force and almost taking no damage because they do have 110 armor. So, like, I do think that the Skull Cannons will actually be good, but you just have to, like, not shoot from a long distance. And now they're starting to replenish ammo. So just imagine if you're in, like, a long, grindy game, right? You get a little bit of ammo back. They have enough mass to get out easy, so you can always retreat when you want to, and I'm able to kite this Terracotta Sentinel. So Yeah, we can have you engage here, like just kind of keep pulling back. They shoot while they're moving. Let's see. Yep, ripping. Look at that, like good shots on the Lord there as we Tokyo drift past them. Moving back this way. Skull Throne Man dropping some heals, and yeah, like at the close range, they seem to be very, very accurate. So we're going to keep running here, letting our Motorcycle Man pop his fighting abilities. Yeah, I'll just do all this, and just keep kiting back the Terracotta Sentinel. Yeah, like the close range accuracy seems really good. Okay, let's just kind of keep pulling away. The Terracotta Sentinel was a mistake. I shouldn't have brought him. He's too strong to be left alive. Motorcycle Man's going to move in there. That is the Herald on the Blood Throne. The Blood Throne is like basically similar to these guys. Let's see if we can get a break on them. Terracotta Sentinel might just straight up goon one of these guys here. We'll see if we can escape. Flee, my precious, flee! And the Blood Throne guy, yeah, really gooning the Magistrate of Cathay. Magistrates aren't like super strong though. And yeah, just pull back. We can start ripping some more shots here on you. You can head back this way. Okay, missed that shot from close range. That shot was like, they're pretty laser focused, it seems. Yeah, they're pretty laser focused when it comes to close quarters combat. And we're gonna pull you over here now. Like, look how good the frickin' Herald of Corn is doing against all these infantry. Again, they're units that he's supposed to counter, but seems pretty good. Yeah, and this poor thing is crumbling. Does his leadership stabilize? We'll see. We'll get it back. Is he crumbling right now? No, okay. And we have the army abilities coming up too. So as we get more and more kills, we can do that. Yes, bring them down, my precious. Get these skull cannon shots. Okay, yeah, so their accuracy is really bad at long range. Really bad, oh my god. So yeah, you gotta get closer when you're using these. So hopefully this is like a helpful tooltip for those of you guys who are gonna be doing some multiplayer action here. Yeah, at close range, they do some good work. And now these guys are regenerating their ammo too, which is quite cool. And the Bloodshrine Man running from the Terracotta Sentinel, we obviously don't want any of that. And yeah, you can also chase routing units to get your ammo back. So if you're in a battle, you could just like hustle after a retreating unit and you're getting your ammo back while you're doing that, which I think is quite neat. So like this beat up one, for example, can go after these like beat Jade Warriors and maybe do a little something something. Yeah, so close range seems to be really the jam here with the Skull Cannons. And you've obviously seen the efficacy of the Skull Thrones, the SEM Chariots. So we're gonna move in now, pop the Locust of Wrath, do a little bit of damage, pull you back before the Sentinel gets there. And yeah, I think this one was able to get some ammo. Let's go replenish a little ammo on this bad boy here. And then just kind of keep juking this way. Yeah, like imagine if there were no tournament rules, right? And you were playing like with Corn Skull Cannons, they could be like one of the most abused things ever. Because now they're both replenishing ammo back here, which is super strong. Although you probably want to take off fire at will, otherwise they're going to waste ammo. Yeah, and let's go ahead and pull these guys across here and have them like chase the fleeing Lord. This is a really good army ability too, Relentless Rage. This is going to be super strong with like with the homies in the big demon. So if you have like a demon that's about to die, let's say you're like fighting vampire counts, right? Well, what it does is the entity can't die, so you could pop this on Garbrandt, and he's going to be able to continue fighting for another 20 seconds, which is crazy strong. Oh no, he caught us. Anakin, I'm too weak. All right, I think it's based on kills. Let me go ahead and read the tooltip here. So in the Skull Cannon, he heals in melee, and he gets Skull Feast, so he gets ammunition. Okay, he doesn't have to get kills. He gets it if he's simply in melee here. I see a doom stack of this and the cheese would be, 100%. Like a campaign-based doom stack of Skull Cannons is going to be so oppressive. Because at close range, they seem good. We'll do one more test here. So I think, wow, look at this, guys. I'm replenishing. I'm up to like a fat amount of ammo now. You just need to be in melee. So like, even if you're knocking over this Lord, this is actually helpful for you. And I'm going to be back up to full ammunition here. Now, you guys need to remember that, you know, obviously multiplayer is going to be changed in Warhammer 3, right? They've told us that domination mode is going to have objectives and whatnot. So like this type of play probably isn't going to be as feasible in like an objective-based game, but like, man, in traditional PvP, you could abuse, like imagine, you know, if we're playing in like a ECL or a regular tournament, and like you just chase off a running Lord with a Skull Cannon and get all your ammo back. And again, at close range, this thing is a sniper, so we can pull in our Lord here. Where is he? Yes, there he is. All right, so we're going to pull the Lord back in, move in. Like, look at the close range accuracy. It's pretty crazy. Like, it misses some shots when it's moving, but I bet if this thing's standing still, it's going to be able to get quite a few here. So pop all these, yeah. And the Skull Throne, honestly, not terrible against SEMs. So far, it's gotten 2,500 value. It's able to get through the Terracotta a bit. Okay, looks like I'm obstructed, so I need to move, like, behind this thing. Yeah, perfect. And now it's getting shot. Can we rip another shot? Let's get closer. Yep, another shot right in the dome, and it hits for 486. So its weapon strength went up for some reason. Let's see. Why is its weapon strength higher than it was before? There's some sort of a buff active. So something else I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to let my Lord kind of get beaten down by the Terracotta Sentinel. So I'm going to turn his back and let the Terracotta Sentinel just go to town. And then I'm going to show you the Relentless Rage ability, which is really good. So Terracotta boy, come on, get there. The Skull Throne should be able to finish it off. Come on. There we go. All right, so we need to get it to the point where he's like almost going down, and then we can use Relentless Rage, which is very, very strong. Okay, Terracotta. It's got about 1800 HP. My Motorcycle Man is very damaged. Come on. You can do it, buddy. Get him there, Terracotta. Yeah, my Lord is too durable. Tyrion, can you speak to how the Mono God Chaos faction stack? Yeah, so we can't really talk about the other like gods right now. Yeah, we can only talk about KHORNE and Cathay. Okay, 19 leadership. We're pretty close to going down. We're shaken. Let the Terracotta boy hit us one more time. Come on. Get there. And did he get him? He missed that time? Okay. I mean, the KHORNE units have decent melee defense. Not the chariots, but this one, you know, has only got 20. So he should get tagged. But look at him. He's healing in combat, which is crazy good. Okay. So now he's very, very low. I want to get to the point where we're like really on death's bed. Okay, so now we're going to pop this. So he's unstable, he's crumbling, but I'm going to use Relentless Rage, so check this out. So now he'll continue to fight despite being at 0 HP for a pretty substantial period of time. Yeah, I was on fast forward there, obviously, but you get the picture. What the hell is this thing doing? What the hell? Is it on like draw kite mode? Where is this thing going? Okay, that was weird. That like bugged out for a second. Obviously, we're still in the early look here at the game. Does the Canon have Frenzy? It might. You notice the wounds are pretty big too. The Terracotta Sentinel's damage went from like 600 down to like 400 or something. So SEMs are much weaker now. Much weaker. Like look, his weapon strength is 480. His starting was like 600. Yeah. All right, so just blast him in the face a little bit with the Hell Cannon thing. Yep, looks good. He's got 143 HP. And yeah, I mean, I think Skull Cannons are going to be good. So the lesson we've learned here in this replay is that at range, they really are super inaccurate. You want to get them closer. You want to get them closer. Yeah, but the Herald Lord on the Chariot is very, very strong as well. Which faction will you play first? Are you talking about campaign? Probably, I'll do a Giseles campaign first when the game launches. And then in terms of multiplayer, I'll probably focus on KHORNE. And I really like, you know, obviously Nurgle's what I play in tabletop. So that's another thing I'm interested in. Can you click next to the abilities expand list? Yeah, we can do that when we get back in there. All right, so we've seen the Skull Cannons. Now, as far as other units on KHORNE goes, we have the Soul Grinders of KHORNE, which do have missile attacks as well. But the thing about Soul Grinders of KHORNE is they can't actually be given targeted abilities. Yeah. The Hell Cannon is more accurate at a distance for sure. Yeah. Can we talk about ogres at all? No, we can't. No. Yeah, the motorcycle's pretty sweet. Tyrion, do the monsters' cavalry mounts get their own attacks in addition to the riders? I'm not sure. I don't think so. I think it's the same as Warhammer 2. Yeah, Skull Cannon got a bonus from Chevrons, correct. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Can you show off Cathay Compass? Yeah, we can. So we'll continue doing some KHORNE stuff first. We obviously have the Bloodthirster. I'm going to show you guys the Cultists of Corn. These guys are pretty cool. So they have the Gates of Corn ability, which is really nice. So this allows them to summon some Bloodletters. So there's going to be, I think, some pretty cool builds where you go with like a Herald, for example, on his motorcycle. So you put him on like the Blood Throne, and then you can go for like double Cultist. And if you just like strip them down to just like the summon, and they're pretty good in combat too. With their like Frenzy active, their weapon strength is like over 400. So you have like the Cultists here, which can do some good work. Overall though, let's show you guys like, yeah, we'll bring a Cultist, we'll put him on a mount, and then we'll get you the Exalted Bloodletters of KHORNE and the basic variant. Unfortunately, testing's going to be kind of hard because the AI is like not going to work with me. So we'll get some like elite troops for Cathay, and hopefully we'll be able to kind of showcase the Exalted Bloodletters here. So let's we could also bring in the big boy here, the Big Chungus, the basic flying variant, so you guys can see the difference. All right, very good. Is the AI a bit smarter? In some ways, yes. In some ways, no. Like, I think in siege battles, the AI is like trying not to get cheesed. Like, if you just poke them with only range units, I noticed that in the siege battles, the AI just like pulls back and retreats. Can you test out these Skull Crushers? Yep, 100%. We're going to go through like all the KHORNE units that I think are worthy of testing, and we're going to test them. Yeah. The embargo date list was shared on Reddit? Correct, yeah. Okay. So then you can see when I'm going to be posting like different things. So we have the Exalted Bloodletters of KHORNE here. These guys are interesting. They have Hellblade, so when they get 80 kills, they get 20% more damage, which puts them up to like 50, which is pretty cool. But I'm going to show you like how effective they can be like against these elite Cathay units. Now, Cathay doesn't like really have elite sword units. They only have the Jade Warriors. Their elite infantry are like halberd units, which is kind of interesting. So let's pull you guys over, you guys over. Firstly, I'm going to open up with a breath attack. So this is where, you know, the flying demon is maybe better than Garbrandt in some ways, because he can do like, vampire count, dragon breath stuff, right? So we'll line him up like so. We're here, and now we can get the breath attack down the pipe. So he's got the Bellow of Fury. I'm trying to like get them to chill out a little bit. Yeah, but the Exalted Bloodletters are super good against armor. Really, really good. Quite expensive though, for sure. All right, so the AI is like, yeah, they're kind of like positioning to avoid my breath attacks, which I think is kind of clever. We'll see if I can get one here. So we'll just kind of keep creeping. And so Bellow of Fury, yeah, I need to get a little bit more. Yeah, see they're like, I don't know, the AI seems to know that I'm trying to like line up a breath attack, but I think I should be able to just get one right here. Yeah, that should be fine. All right, here it comes downtown, and pretty good damage. I mean, it's very similar to like dragons and things like that, right? So you're able to get that goodies going. So now we're going to send in the Exalted boys just like by themselves. And I want you guys to see like how well they'll grind through armor. So these are like 1100 gold units, these Celestial Dragon Guard. Cathay doesn't have their Yin and Yang active because I didn't give them any range units, so it's not like the best test in the world, but overall, here it comes. So yes, the boys are going to move in. These are the Exalted Bloodletters, and they're just going to start chopping through these units. Now, they're not like the tankiest thing in the world, but you can see they're certainly putting some hurt on these Halberd units, which are getting buffs, actually, and we can pull you guys in just to attack. And we have the Exalted ones just battling against the Celestial Dragon Guards. So yeah, do they have the Skull ability yet? Okay, now they have Hellblade, so their weapon strength went up to 53 because they did reach the 80 kills. The basic Bloodletters don't have that, but you can still see they're doing quite good against those Dragon Guard who appear to be trying to run, so I guess that's not really a good test here, but yeah, pretty happy with the performance, honestly. Grinding down like 3 infantry units might be able to do that. I mean, if I brought in my Lord, I would obviously win. And something else you can do is use the, yeah, like even on the run, man, these demons really get some serious work in there. So the Exalted one's getting surrounded a little bit now. Again, not super tanky, but I could use the Relentless Rage here. We can go snipe the Lord. Yeah, man, those Exalted guys, if they're able to get up against like armored units, like, man, Dowie are probably not going to enjoy fighting them. But they only have 40 armor, so if you shoot them with like ranged missiles, they can definitely get karate chopped. Yeah, man, look at that. 277 kills. Just butchering the Cathay infantry, wow. Pretty nasty for sure, pretty nasty. Yeah, so those are the Exalted ones. The Cultist I didn't even get a chance to show you, but basically he just has the Gateway of Corn, which you just pop, and boom, suddenly you're summoning a bunch of Bloodletters, just basic ones, and they disappear over time. It's the same as Warhammer 2. It's the same as Warhammer 2. Hadri says, do the regular non-Lord Bloodthirsters also have a breath? They do. So I just showed you the breath attack. They also, so we can land him. You can do toggle landing, which is pretty sweet. So they have Burning Rage too, which is pretty good. It's like an explosion. Verminous Valor, it does damage and knocks people back. They have a breath attack. He's got Bloodthirst, which makes him like just an absolute track star. And then he does also have Deathbringer. The cool thing about the Exalted Bloodthirster against Garbrandt is that he has Deathbringer, which Scarbrand's buff rampages himself, so you can't control him. But this guy, you can pop Deathbringer, for example, and put him up to like 871. And you also have flying. So in some ways, he's better than Scarbrand, like, unless Garbrandt gets those kills. Like, the Exalted Bloodthirster can get better breath attacks because he can fly. So there's a lot going on there for sure. Yeah, Khorne melts front lines hardcore. But Khorne Warriors are also super good. They're really strong. Ryan G, are you going to do any testing multiplayer stuff with Dav? Yeah, I mean, so we're not... as far as like today's testing, we're not even allowed to test with other players. Like, we can't have any other person in a lobby for any multiplayer functionality. We can only test against the AI. So that's why I'm having to show you guys this like potato mode here. One sec here. Just got to change some settings. So you got a chance to see what the Exalted Bloodthirsters can do, or Bloodletters. And also the Flying Lord. He's pretty sweet. Khorne, I think like one way to deal with them is going to be like... but the problem is if you give Khorne too much chaff, they can get their army abilities up really quickly. It's kind of interesting. All right, so you guys wanted to see Blood Crushers. So let's get another map just so we can get some variants. Yeah, we'll do the Feasting Fields here. I'm sure that's a cool one. So Blood Crushers and Skull Crushers. Blood Crushers are basically like 1,800 gold. They're really expensive, but they're like questing knights on steroids. You know, they have a massive HP pool, huge armor, shielded, armor piercing, frenzy. They definitely do some work. And for Cathay, let's go ahead and give them like a bunch of their cavalry or whatever. So we can give them some Jade. So we'll give them 4 Jade Lancers. I'm going to take these abilities away from the Cathay Lord just so he... just so we can get like a pertinent test here. So we're going to go ahead and test like 1 Blood Skull Crusher against like 4 of those Sheep Cavalry units and see what they can do. Certain Bloodthirsters have significantly lower weapon strength than Shaggots. So take a look, Winterwind. Shaggots it's actually not true per se. Let me look. Yeah, so the Bloodthirster has 480, but again, we're on Ultra right now, which I think is like kind of it seems like Ultra is going to be the standard. Yeah, so Shaggots will have like proportionate weapon strength as well. Like if we switch to large model size, you know, SEMs are going to be losing stats. So really we can't draw too many conclusions until we see what the standard for multiplayer is. Because it could be that Creative Assembly balanced, you know, around Ultra this time around, whereas before it was large. So it could be different. It seems like Ultra is kind of the thing, though. All right. So now we're going to show you the Skullcrushers of Corn. We're going to have them fight a bunch of Jade Warriors here. We'll bring 2 of them, and then we'll give the Cathay some like armored infantry. And unfortunately, I wish I had a player to test with so I could like have them keep things back and we could test better. Bretonnia sounds screwed against Corn? No, not really, because if you're playing Bretonnia and you have like the Fey Enchantress, she'll Mortis Engine down all of those shitty demons all day. On top of that, Bretonnia could bring like 6 Peasant Archers and just annihilate the Bloodletters. Bloodletters will get killed so quickly to missile fire. They are somewhat glass cannons, whereas the Corn Warriors are not. So it's a different beast. It's a different beast. Yeah, and also, even if the Shaggoth hits harder, which I would be totally happy with, the Bloodthirster can fly, so there's that. Alright, so we have the big chunky Skullcrushers here. They're very slow. They only have 62 speed, so they're definitely potatoes. Like, they can't move super quick. And we're just gonna go, like, send one to its doom and see, like, how well it can grind and fight. Dude, like, they're really slow, though. Like, I'm on the fastest speed right now, and these guys are just, like, super chunky. The thing is, if you're fighting over, like, an objective, whether it be, like, a siege battle or in the new domination mode, perhaps, the speed isn't going to be that big of an issue, right? It's more like the staying power on the objective. All right, so here they are against some Jade Lancers. These are basically Empire Knights. Yeah, so, okay, the AI didn't countercharge me for some reason, which is very strange. But you can see they do some fat damage. I mean, these guys are just going to sit all day and just keep grinding, and now they're getting swarmed. Okay, so let's see how well they do in this pit fight here. Honestly, doing pretty good, although, man, I wish I could just test with players. All right. Yeah, so the Jogs of Corn, they're 130 armor, proving to be pretty big. Yeah, they're getting a little bit spread out here, which is interesting, and now we get charged. The model's still just doing good. I mean, big damage so far. They've already gotten 1,000 value, and they're not even at half health yet. Certainly have gotten a lot of skulls for the Skull Throne. Very, very tough to kill. Like, if you don't have dedicated armor piercing, I feel like they're going to be raid bosses. And yeah, they've already earned a Chevron. Their value's up to 1,500. And now we can pull in the other guys here and see what we can do. But yeah, overall, I mean, pretty good performance. I mean, they wiped out 2 of the Jade Cavalry, I think, or 1 outright before they went down, and probably paid for themselves. Let's see. Did they? Yeah, not quite. But I mean, again, they were fighting like a whole army. But if we were to pull in like a Chungus Lord or something, right, it's going to be a whole different picture. Pop this. We can use Bloodthirst. Just kind of start going in, and we should be able to get through the army. I know the AI is being very strange in this particular test here. The Skullcrushers are meaty, man. They're pretty meaty. And we can also use the Horn of Corn, which is basically like a melee attack buff. It's like a mini Wa. It's one of the army abilities, which is based on kills. So if you're playing against Corn, if you have like a kiting type army, for example, you could probably minimize the amount of kills they get. Therefore, their army abilities might not like be as pertinent. See what I'm saying? Yeah, at least the mounts are properly sized. Exactly. They're so goddamn cool, though. Look at these big chunky boys. Yeah, just moving on through. Yeah, I think they'll be pretty good. I mean, I don't know how... Unfortunately, I'm only allowed to test against Cathay right now, so I can't, like, show you how they function against, like, other really strong cavalry units. But yeah, we have our limitations today. Yep, so let's show some charge reflection. So I do have the halberds. So let's get the Corn Warriors with halberds, and we have Grand Cathay, so let's just give them all cavalry and have them swarm in on us. Am I the attacker and defender? Okay, how do we switch that? Let's see here. So switch team. Okay, so switch team, and then I'm going to go down here. Defenders. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And attackers. So Grand Cathay will come in, and we'll get like 1 halberd unit and a foot-based Herald to just kind of buff them. All right, so let's fire this up. Can you test Meow Yang against Garbrandt? Yes. So we're going to go through the Corn stuff first and test all that, and then we're going to be switching over to test the Cathay. And we're going to be testing everything you guys want to see. Are Blood Crushers tankier than Skull Crushers? The extra armor is pretty big, and also Skull Crushers have more HP. So I think that overall the Skull Crushers or the Blood Crushers, the ones that we just showed, are tankier than the demonic variant. The other demonic variant has a little bit of better armor piercing. So yeah, now if you look here, you have the charge reflection. So when bracing, this unit deals additional damage when attacking charging enemies. Okay, so I think that's just basically, yeah. I'm not sure how this works actually. So let's just get them here. Let's go ahead and brace like so and see what this looks like. Okay, so we have them now. They are bracing. It should say in the tooltip. Yeah, so bracing can now be seen here. You'll know if units are actively bracing, right? So they have it here, and let's see. Hopefully the AI doesn't like flank me with those ones and they just charge into the front. Here they come. I think they're charging in. Yeah, it looks like it. The AI, man, I wish I could just test with players today. I really do. The AI should charge in here, though. I don't know. Obviously, maybe the AI knows it shouldn't charge into halberds. But we are braced. So here it comes. Yep, they charged. Okay, perfect. And yeah, bracing is still active right now. So it's even active when they're engaged. And we immediately see a little bit of damage kick in. So there was like a small spike of damage that these 2 charging units took. Yeah. And the Corn halberds are obviously very cool. They do have Frenzy too, and they're very, very, very solid, I think. I think they'll be really, really good objective holders. Would you show us Lawnmower Riders versus Bloodthirsters and Furies? Sure, absolutely. We could do that. Okay, so they're charging in. The bracing is still there. So, okay, so if I don't move them, they actually still just count as bracing. Interesting. Yeah. It's a little bit hard to test. Okay, the AI is cycle charging here. So yeah, you saw they took some damage when they charged in, it looks like. Unless that could have just been like a halberd attack or something. It's a little bit hard to tell. Look at the AI cycle charging though. This is kind of impressive here. Yeah, the AI is like learning some tricks. All right, we need to go save our dude. This one halberd unit could easily solo all these guys, so. Yeah, I think you guys get the point of that one though. So let's just jump back now. Yeah, that was a pretty weak charge, but the other one was cycle charging, and I think we noticed a little bit of damage taking place. All right, so you guys wanted to see Bloodthirster plus Furies, which are the flying corn ones. So every type of Fury is different. We saw this in campaign. The Slaanesh Furies had like armor piercing and stuff. So if we do this, we could do like Lawnmower Riders for Cathay. Maybe we'll do this test when I'm playing Cathay. I think that would be a better one. Yeah, how's it going, Okoi? Hope you're doing well. Yeah. Lawnmower Riders are interesting. Yeah, they're interesting. Okay, so as far as Corn, what other stuff do we want to test? Probably the Soul Grinders. So Soul Grinders are armor piercing. Let's go ahead and test them against like a mixed forces Cathay army. Let's get some Jade Warriors and also some halberds in there to see like how they fare against something that's, you know, they're not very good against. We looked at the cavalry. You know, Blood Crushers are basically just the same, but they have less armor and they have a bonus versus infantry and their stats aren't as good. So like they're more infantry specific. So if you're playing like dwarves, the Blood Crushers would be better than the Skull Crushers. Although you might want shields is the thing, because you get shields on Skull Crushers. So against like Quarrelers, which they'll probably bring to kill your Bloodletters, like maybe the Blood Crushers here are a little bit better. Yeah. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead and test out these Soul Grinders of Corn, and we'll just fight these guys here on this battlefield. How are regular Bloodthirsters? We can test one out here. Yeah, we'll test one out here after this this one here. Garbrandt versus Meow Yang, excited? Yeah, we can do that. I'll do that when I control Meow Yang though, because the AI isn't going to use her spells properly. Could you show us how well halberds do when boosted by a Skull Throne? Yeah, no, it's very strong for sure. Yeah, and having a Herald of Corn and a bunch of halberds really, really makes the position super entrenched. All right, so here are the Defilers, basically, Soul Grinders of Corn. They move and shoot. So I can't target. The Skull... When I was experimenting with the Demons of Chaos campaign, the Soul Grinders for other Chaos Gods can give targeted attacks, although the Slaanesh one I don't think even has a ranged attack. But they can shoot, but you can't control where they shoot. So right now you see they get close, they shoot. Unfortunately the hill position is a little bit weird, but they still were able to do some good HP damage to these guys. So yeah, still shooting. Pretty decent. Like these guys are up on like a little bluff, so it's hard. And they have a lot of ammo too. They have like 40 ammunition. So they can just do this all day. So you could technically like have a huge kiting army with Corn if you wanted to. You could have like a bunch of these Soul Grinders backed up by, you know, the Skull Cannons. And you could have this like weird mobile Cornate army that isn't going to be like fighting. But they're pretty good in melee too. Obviously there's Jade Warrior Halberds here. So the Jade Warrior Halberds are going to grind them down. But again, like they're pretty quick. They have 75 speed. So like if you wanted to, you could be like, oh no, I'm not going to fight you here. And you can get away. I mean, the infantry here seem to have pretty good mass, the Jade infantry. But you could pull through, and again, they have 75 speed, so you could be really obnoxious with these. And then you could just get back. With Corn, you have to manually turn them around to get them shooting again. And boom, they're shooting, they're shooting, they're shooting. This other one here. Okay, there's some weird bug where my units are like running to the corner of the map. I'm going to have to report that to Creative Assembly. Yeah. Like, he just like waddles to the corner of the map, which is pretty hilarious. And we'll get you guys kind of moving away here. Cornate Warriors are so slow. They only have 28 speed. Like, look at this guy. He's just like hustling to the edge of the map. I don't know what's going on there. It's the weirdest shit. Yeah, it's not a steam cannon. It's more similar to like a Necrofex Colossus. Like he shoots a couple cannons. Yeah, but like you can definitely have some dreaded Corn kiting builds, I think. If you're playing traditional battle, like obviously with objectives, like I don't know if that's going to be as viable, but like look at this. We can definitely get really abusive with these guys. They're really expensive though. They cost almost 2,000 gold. And yeah, you could chase them down with your own SCMs and whatnot, and we'll get the Corn Warriors to go beat down these halberds here. Yeah, really, really annoying, like, kiting with these guys. They're super quick. They're super quick. What'll be nice, too, is to stack them. I think they shoot when they're, like, embroiled in combat, too. So let's see what happens when they're actually fighting here. Okay, so we're moving in. We're going to watch. Is he going to shoot his cannon when he's actually, like, up in melee? Okay, so he attacks. He gets, like, a big cleaving attack there. Let's get him into the Jade Warriors here. Use a little Horn of Corn ability. Okay, is he going to shoot his cannon? It looks like he doesn't shoot his cannon when he's actually in melee. Yeah, he mainly just does the melee attack animations. This other unit, I don't know why they keep running to the edge of the map. The unit desperately wants to be one of my legendary tactical reserves. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Alright, so the Jade Warriors here have been karate chopped pretty effectively. There they go. It's a glitch in Three Kingdoms. You know, it's interesting. I never had that happen to me in any of the campaigns I did at all. Like, it just didn't happen. Soul Grinders want peace. Yes, they're gentle creatures. Yeah, they have a lot of ammo, for sure. They do. They do. Okay, so we've seen some of the Corn units. You have Spawn of Corn, which you don't really need to look at. They're basically just like Spawn with like way more weapon strength. You have the Minotaurs with Corn. The difference between basic Minotaurs from like Beastmen and these ones is they have 70 armor. So the Corn Minotaurs are more heavily armored. Now we can test the Bloodthirster out. So we can do the Bloodthirster versus the Terracotta Sentinel. So let's go to Grand Cathay. And this is good. So what I'm going to do to make this work is I'm going to use my Bloodthirster to be a scalpel and pick... Let me switch the map. Maybe it has something to do with the map. Let's do the Horned Hills or the Jade Desert. Ooh, that looks cool. All right. Need to have him on guard mode for that? Who knows? Try putting him into guard mode? Yeah. Yeah, the units are definitely cool. So here we're going to test the Bloodthirster versus the Terracotta Sentinel. Which, far less... I mean, the Terracotta Sentinel's unbreakable, and he also has 600 weapon strength, but the Bloodthirster has anti-large, so... I think the Terracotta Sentinel might win. So what I'm going to do is use my Bloodthirster to kill the Lord for Cathay, and then I'm going to get a proper duel. So I can't have other players help me test today, so I got to go in and do it this way. I've seen some Dispel stuff. Yeah, so I'll show you... Once we get to Cathay, we can take a look at all the magic. We're going to be testing, like, every single spell. All right. There we go. Perfect. Let's fly in the big man, and we just got to make sure not to hit the Terracotta Sentinel. So we're just going to go, like, full Deathbringer mode and just, like, give this guy the dirty. All right, there we go. Deathbringer. Let's get him. Yep. Looks good to me. Okay, pull back. We don't want to hurt the Terracotta Sentinel. We're just trying to get a test here. Okay, we got him. We pulled back. You can see how good Bloodthirster gooning is going to be already. All right, great. Pull these guys away, and now it's time for the big Chungus duel. So let's go ahead and get you down here. I think we did a little bit of damage to him. Yeah, we did like 100 damage or something. It's fine. He must have taken some splash. All right, so fast forwarding. They've landed on the ground. They should be dueling now. Perfect. So we have the Duel of Fates. The dreaded Bloodthirster versus the Terracotta Sentinel. Our Soul Grinder is good versus single entities or mostly just infantry. It's hard to say. So every Soul Grinder for all the different Chaos Gods are different. Like the Slanesh ones, I believe, have anti-large and melee. That's what I saw in the campaign yesterday. And they don't have shooting attack. So they're all like kind of different in terms of functionality. Does Frenzy ITP improve the halberds when with Corn to make them viable against terror-causing monsters, or are they still weak to it? So Frenzy is going to be giving them ITP. So they're only ITP when their leadership is above 50%. So it's the same as before. Yeah, same as before. All right, so yeah, the Bloodthirster seems to be kicking this thing's butt pretty hard. The Terracotta Sentinel, though, is unbreakable, and my Bloodthirster isn't. I mean, I do have the anti-large bonus. Far less weapon strength, though. But it seems like the Terracotta Sentinel kind of gets staggered. Okay, it's actually fighting back now. Now, the thing about the Terracotta Sentinel, though, is he's going to be far better against, like, infantry and stuff like that, whereas the Bloodthirster is going to be pretty dog shit against infantry. Who has the stat advantage as well? 66-31 against 61-45. And honestly, it's a pretty close fight. Yeah, you can see, like, I'm getting shaken, so if the Terracotta Sentinel can get a couple good attacks there, yeah, look at this. The Terracotta Sentinel really standing its ground. It just, the Terracotta Sentinel has, like, several thousand more HP. See, the thing, though, is if you were in a true multiplayer battle, yeah, look at that. Terracotta wins with 500 HP. So that's, like, kind of RNG-based. But what you would do in an actual multiplayer match is you would cycle charge the Terracotta Sentinel. It turns very slowly, so you can just attack it in the back like this, and it, like, takes, like, 2 seconds to turn around and fight you. So that's not really, like, a truly accurate test of the Bloodthirster, but you would basically just cycle charge it into oblivion. That's kind of the plan. Whereas the Terracotta Sentinel is more similar to, like, a Giant or an Iroh Titan is kind of the jam. But it is able to beat the Bloodthirster if you just let them sit and fight, it would seem. Yeah. What's the price difference? Let's take a look. So the Bloodthirster is 2,300, and the Terracotta Sentinel is only 1,600, guys. Yeah. So that's, like, that's pretty sweet. 1,600 to 23. Terracottas are really quite good. They also have 48 speed. Yeah. Yeah, he lost his Frenzy, yeah, when he got a little bit more beat up, I think. Does he have Frenzy? I don't think he has Frenzy, no. Doesn't look like it. Okay, so as far as Corn stuff goes, we've taken a little gander here. Something. Oh, yeah, there's one more thing I want to show you. So I want to show you guys how good the Hounds of Corn are. These guys are just insane. So we're going to get a Grand Cathay. We could just get like a Dragon Lord or something, whatever. She can just have all her magic, no problem. We'll get a couple of you guys and a couple, we'll get a Jade Lancer as well. How much armor does she have? 30? Yeah, looks right. Cool. Yeah, the Sentinel gets the Harmony buff, correct. Every unit in Cathay does. So if the Sentinel had a ranged unit near it, you can give it Harmony by having, you know, an Archer near it, or you can actually use the Blimps. The Cathay Blimps give you the ranged Harmony, so you can use them to float over your monsters if you want to. Yeah, Cathay range units would probably be focusing down the Bloodthirster while he's fighting the Sentinel. Absolutely. See, like, the tests we're doing right now are very Khorne favored because I'm just showing you, like, the potential of these units, but yeah. All right, so you have the Hounds of Corn here. These guys are very, very strong, and they can kill Lords super quickly. So let's go ahead and just move you up. See if you can get the AI to attack. I think they will. Yeah, these guys also have 95 speed, so very, very swift. So we're just kind of Tokyo drifting around. And good, so I'm going to distract the main force here, and we'll get the Hounds to go engage against the Empire Knights, basically. So 1-to-1, I'm pretty sure the Jade Lancers win. I'm not 100% sure, we'll have to find out. We'll pull these Hounds around the back here, and boom. So now we have an engagement, and you can see the Hounds of Corn, like, even though they're a Hound unit with low armor, they actually, that's not fair, come on, man. Okay, hold on, we gotta redo that test, because the AI is using magic to help it. Yeah, they're giving the ward save ability. Come on, man, come on. Can we try out the Minotaurs? It's honestly not much to see there. They're kind of just, so let's get rid of the magic on this character. All that cheating, dude. There we go, okay. I just want to show the straight duel, because this is something that you wouldn't expect, because the Hounds of Corn, like, you would think that low armor, like, Hound units would lose to, like Empire Knights, but they don't. They do very well in that trade, which is pretty insane. Can you talk about Dispel and Magic Power? Yes, John Olson, we are just doing Khorne right now, and then we're going to switch over and show you guys the other stuff. Sky Lanterns, yep, we'll test all that stuff. We're going to go through Cathay. Yeah. Magic is dishonorable. Khorne hates magic. Yes, Khorne just quits when magic is used, correct? All right, so let's get the Hound units up, That's right, I'm the defender this time, so I can just chill out. I just wanted to show you guys the Hounds versus those guys in a one-on-one fight. That's kind of the main thing. Okay, unfortunately he's going the other way this time. Let's see which way he wants to go. Let's offer some Hounds here as sacrifice. And we can then send the Herald of Corn in here. Let's go ahead and attack. And Houndos will engage against the Jade Lancers. They should get the charge animation there, but regardless, you'll get to see like how good they do against armor, which is really, really surprising. AI isn't the best for testing, sadly, but what can you do? So yeah, the Hounds, especially on the Empire Knights that didn't get a good charge, doing very well. Like, look how badly the Jade Lancers are losing here. And that's because they didn't get the charge, but even still, it doesn't matter. It's like, and against like armored infantry, the Khorne Bloodhounds don't do badly at all. So look at us move in. They have 80 armor, and the Hounds, they hit like trucks, for sure. So we're moving in. We're chewing down these Jade Warriors, who are now on fire, and that's because of the Herald of Corn. Like, look at this. So if you can catch like an Empire player or somebody, like, if they miss their charge and you get them, look how badly the Khorne Bloodhounds massacre these cavalry units, like that have armor, mind you. They're going to get a nice rear charge right here. But also you can see the Hounds are good against armored infantry. They're like pretty much good against everything in my experience, which is pretty insane. So let's just keep chewing on these guys, get more Hounds around the back. Like, just absolute bruisers, man. Absolute bruisers. Are the Berserkers more like Depth Guard? No, they're like Norscan Berserkers with 100 armor. They're super good. We'll show you those Berserkers after this. Yeah, I haven't shown the dual weapon Khorne Warriors, which I think are one of the main ones. But like, look how brutal the Hounds are. And you want to see something else. I'm trying to clean out the Jade Warriors here so I can show you how good Hounds are at sniping characters too. Yeah, so let's just make sure not to attack the Lord. Kill those Jade Warriors. Yeah, skulls for the skull throne, all that good stuff. Jade Warriors are wavering, and they should break any second. Great, so now they're broken, so let's pull back. Come on, Hounds. Run away, run away. Yes, they count as large units. So using anti-large cavalry against these doggos is going to be the way. Yeah, like using skirmish cavalry to fend them off is a little bit tricky for sure. But like, you know, if they still get a charge on your Hounds, you'll take a lot of damage. But if you're able to use your superior speed because they're really fast. Now check this out. So man, these Cathay units keep coming back. They're like, I didn't hear no bell. All right, so let's get the Hounds on the Dragon-Blooded Lord and get these ones to swarm off here. Powerful doggos for sure. I mean, they still have like 22 armor piercing damage, right? Yeah. Okay, so let's just clean up all the scraps here if we can. Don't attack the Lord. Go after the Jade Warriors. Get the Jade Warriors here. The doggies doing the work of the god of carnage here. Shattered. Oh, they got army lost. Okay, it still doesn't matter. We can still showcase this. So if you're able to catch like a caster lord out in the open, like big armored lords still are quite tanky against these guys, but if you can catch a caster lord, watch them just get melted by these Hounds. It's pretty insane for sure. She's getting knocked over and running, but if she was standing and fighting, she would take a lot more damage. Yeah, it's not necessarily the best test, but if she was standing and fighting, she would take a lot more damage. But yeah, you can see that the Flesh Hounds are really good. Really good. Berserkers versus Celestial Guard? Sure, why not? So Berserkers are kind of interesting because they're in the same boat. Because they don't have, it's funny, I have to use the Haggard Bloodthirster to get these tests proper. And we can go ahead and use the Celestial Dragon Guard, which are, you know, an expensive unit. But you have to remember they're not getting the yin and yang, so they're missing out on 6 melee defense, you know, but, you know, it's still a decent test. All right. It's basically a test. Yeah, I'd say for 700, the price is solid for the performance. For sure, Hey Juice. I don't think the dogs are, like, OP, but I think they're one of the better units. What's up, baby?
Keys.
Here you go, princess. Where you headed, Mentor?
Far away.
Good.
You can miss me all the time.
Sounds good. Love you, darling.
Love you.
Okay, so let's get the dual weapon warriors against Celestial Guard. First things first, we need to go clear out the other elements of this test. So you have to go after this dragon-blooded wizard. So let's see if we can get... Oh, man, it's going to be annoying. I don't want to, like, actually damage the Celestial Dragon Guard. Let's see if we can get a Bellow of Fury. I don't know what kind of damage this does against, like, lords and stuff. Not too good. All right, so let's land here. Karate chop the lord. Perfect. Yeah, we're going to get the good test now. All right. So the lord has been absolutely eviscerated. We'll get the Khorne warriors to move in and go fight here. And now we're chilling. So these are Celestial Dragon Guard versus the Khorne warriors. They do have charge defense against all, so look at that. The AI actually braces, which is pretty cool. I still think the Khorne warriors will probably win. They're really good in grindy combat. The bonus for infantry is very good. They both have 100 models. Khorne warriors have pretty good stats. But they do have armor piercing on the Dragon Guards. Let's see. All right. Yeah, and the AI didn't like spread out to the max, but it's still giving you a decent idea. Yeah, and this is what I said in my Khorne guide. I was like saying, like, you don't always need bloodletters. Although bloodletters would be more cost effective here. They would probably cut them up quicker. But you can see that the Khorne warriors with dual weapons are really just massacring them. Now, Khorne should win the melee fights because Cathay has range units, right? So, like, that's not going to be a normal situation. But yeah, the Chaos warriors with dual weapons, even if the AI had spread out properly, it would have been a pretty one-sided fight. Yeah, these Khorne dual weapon boys are no joke. The bonus versus infantry, they're like Norskin Berserkers, but with 100 armor, which is crazy. All right. So yeah, you guys got to see that in action there. In a real game, the Bloodthirster will cycle charge the Sentinel to death. Perhaps so. Perhaps so. Yeah. Sentinels are really good, though. And you have to remember, guys, Cathay has healing. So, like, if there's a Bloodthirster versus a Sentinel, you could have Meow Yang sitting there with, like, regrowth, because she has regrowth and Earthblood, and you could just be healing them up. And Khorne cannot heal. Yeah, so really good performance from those guys. How much Berserkers do they have? Or how much armor piercing? 13. It's not great, but enough to win that fight. No, Tom Bombadil, Khorne is not OP. I'm showing favorable situations, more or less. Yeah. You have a couple of Khorne heroes, too. You have the Blood Reaper, which is pretty cool. I'm only allowed to show these two factions, so sadly I can't, like, do too much other crazy stuff. Halberds they do attack a little bit slower, correct? Yeah. So we've looked at most of this. I think it's fine. Let's go over to Cathay now. So we're going to go to Grand Cathay, and we are going to put you on Khorne. So let's go to Khorne. Got to make sure I don't click on something else. Yeah. All right, so now we're going to be on the Grand Cathay perspective. So I'm going to show you, we can do Meow Yang in dragon form versus like, I don't know. Who do you guys want to see her fight? Garbrandt? I think that's kind of a cool duel. We can have her against Garbrandt here in the beginning. All right, so let's get this party started. She's pretty good in combat for sure. And let's do it. Yeah, the Bloodthirster does fire damage, I think, yeah. So fire damage in game 3 reduces the rate of healing by quite a bit. So basically, units get their healing rate halved when they're on fire. So like if you're playing against like vampires, they'll heal much slower, yeah. We'll try the Compass, we will. Yeah, the Cultist is okay. He's pretty good in combat, Romaine. In multiplayer, I think he'll be okay, yeah. Because being able to summon a unit of Bloodletters is no joke. They're very strong units. All right, so here's Meow Yang. She starts in, obviously, in human form, and it takes a little bit of time. Garbrandt has quite a bit of HP, but so does Meow Yang. So you'll see I can cast, like, some spells when I'm in human form, for example. Let's get these Peasant Spearmen back. Oh, man, Garbrandt's coming for me. I should have been the attacker here. Might not even be able to get in dragon form. You know what you could actually do? She's not bad in human form. Maybe you start fighting in human form, and then you just go dragon. Because that will allow me to cast some spells. A lot of her spells are like AoE focused. Yeah, so here she comes. Garbrandt's just like, oh, a gentleman right there. Yeah, she got the first attack. First blood has been drawn, and then I get the karate kick animation. So we'll let Garbrandt damage us a little bit, and then we're going to pop some healing. Okay, so let's pop this, drop the Earthblood. So we can go into Earthblood, get that off, and then we can go dragon form here. So now she's gonna go Super Saiyan and transform into a dragon. Here she comes. Oh, so cool. Check that shit out. Yeah, Grandma Dragon is here. So the dragon's got good stats. I think Scarbrand's like objectively a little bit of a better duelist, but you know, we'll see. So they're fighting. She has an AoE buff called Wrath of the Storm. Honestly, she's doing pretty good. I mean, considering she's a caster lord and has a lot more utility than Garbrandt, the ability to kind of hang with him is good. The only spell you can cast when you're in dragon form is Talent of the Night, so that's not super helpful, right? So she can't heal unless she goes back to human form. So she has a ton of utility. And again, I could cycle charge Garbrandt and he couldn't, but if we're just fighting fisticuffs here, pretty decent. Like, I'm pretty happy with that performance against like one of the best combat lords in the game. Really not bad. Yeah, no, she doesn't have regrowth when she's a dragon. She can only cast Talons of the Night when she's in dragon form. Yeah, I've seen a couple sync animations, yeah. I don't, like, remember them off the top of my head, but overall, you know, it's not bad. But yeah, she's pretty good, I think. Like, what's going to be really strong with her is, like, her plus, like, double Sentinels. So you guys wanted to see Lawnmower Riders. So we'll get a couple Lawnmower Riders, which is, what, 3,000 gold worth of resources here. And then for Khorne, let's do you. He alone is 3,000, but we also, okay, 3,000, 6,000. So we need to get, like, a little bit more. So let's do this, and that's, like, more or less close enough. And we'll just give them a Khorne Warrior on the ground. All right, here we go. Run away and heal. You can't really heal because to heal you have to go in human form. So the problem is like, but if you were getting gooned by Garbrandt, you could like turn human and like in a bunch of halberds. You could also just run away and fly. You could actually turn away and fly. I mean, Meow Yang is supposed to be super strong in melee. She's like a huge dragon. Yeah. Can you test the Alchemist in combat? Sure, we can. We're going to kind of go through all this stuff here and do it. So how can the Order try to even compete with Garbrandt? Are you talking about in campaign or in multiplayer? All right, so let's get back. Chill back on the back of the map because Meow Yang takes a little bit of time to transform. So we got double Longma here. Longma Riders are kind of like Pegasus Knights, but they're not like anti-large. They're like generalist. And they don't have good armor piercing. But the best purpose I found for Longma Riders in these testing battles is like defeating Furies, like killing like enemy air forces, because obviously most of the Chaos factions will probably use Furies to try and kill your Longma Riders. Or, excuse me, to kill your archers and shit. So using the Longma Riders defensively to kill Hounds to... Like, Longma Riders are really good against Khorne Bloodhounds because they get the charge on them and it's usually a pretty favorable little trade for you, so... Yep. We got some Peasants with Spears. They're just going to be running around the map trying to avoid it. And now we have our little Air Force duel, which should be quite a bit of fun, so let's move up. She's got, what, 80 speed here? And we got the Bloodthirster. We got some of these guys. We will see how they go. They have good armor. Decent melee defense. Not insane. They don't have the Yin and Yang. So you can get Yin and Yang on these guys by having a Sky Junk or a Lantern floating next to them, right? Because they have, what would they get? They would get leadership and melee defense. Okay. Yeah, pretty neat for sure. Yeah, we can do a Giseles map next, 100%. All right, so we're moving up. Let's get this party started. The AI is going to be pretty terrible for the sake of testing, though. So let's see if we can get the AI to like move together. And again, my apologies, guys. I can't have other players help me test today. It's against the rules. You can't have any multiplayer lobbies or anything like that. All right. So let's just see if we can get him in a fight here. Longma's here. We can send some Longmas after Garbrandt or the Exalted Bloodthirster, and then we can pull you guys over here and try and get the fight. The AI is definitely performing pretty weird in these battles. Yeah, you can see the Longmas get absolutely dunked on by a Bloodthirster. They're not like armor-piercing characters, but like they really do wreck like the chaff units. Like a unit of Furies like instantly gets just like destroyed, right? So like I think they're going to be better served at like dealing with light infantry and also dealing with like light harass units. But yeah, they do get dunked on by Bloodthirsters who have crazy good armor piercing, so... We'll see what happens up here in the sky. We get the squad moving in and doing some damage there, but overall it seems like it's definitely a tough fight. Let's pull these guys back in. And again, I could go human form and heal them and stuff if I wanted to. Didn't even use the attack either. Yeah, they made a little melee attack buff. So I could go human, turn here, but the problem with going human is like then you have to wait a substantial period of time to turn in there. Yeah, so we could like do an Earthblood right here. We could do like a... I think we have to click on it. Okay, that's fine. And then we could do like a regrowth on these guys as well. Although she's human form. And Flesh to Stone, check this out. It actually gives physical resist now, which is pretty cool. Yeah, so it's like, that's not what they're supposed to fight. That's the thing. Like, they're not going to be, I don't think, very good against Khorne in general. So it's not necessarily the best showcase of their style, but they just don't have like, you know, enough armor piercing. Because Bloodthirsters have 100 armor apiece. So it's just like a bad fight for them overall. How effective are the Elemental Bears? So we can't talk about anything Giseles related yet. Yeah, I mean, I fought one in the campaign, and it was pretty decent. It was pretty decent. You guys want to see the blimps, so let's show you the Blimp DPS. I'm gonna go ahead and get Garbrandt on foot, And we are going to get a couple of the blimps. So we're going to get Sky Lanterns, and then we are also going to get some Corn Warriors and some Demons. And we are going to get a Sky Blimp here. Sky Junk. And we'll get one Peasant Spearman. Actually, we can get one Cavalry unit like this. Very good. I think I saw the Magistrate has an air-only Mortis engine. He does. Yes. Tequila Sunset, I will show you. I will show you, 100%. Who would win, Tyrion versus Garbrandt? It depends on Tyrion's rebirth ability. If he gets that, he might have a chance, but Garbrandt would probably win overall. Yeah, but Garbrandt also costs twice as much as Tyrion. He's like, Tyrion's like 1,400, whatever. Like, Garbrandt's like, you know, Garbrandt's like 3,000. So we're going to show you. So one strategy with the blimps, if you want to use them, I personally am not a huge fan, but you can, to give them the yin and yang, you can put cavalry under them. So now they're going to be getting their benefit of reload skill and leadership. So the Sky Junk is going to be shooting the demons. So it has pretty insane range. And let's go ahead and start shooting here. And these blimps have good range too. You can see they have like single entity shots, but the Sky Junk actually has a Hellstorm rocket battery, which is pretty sweet. So we're gonna just put the big blimps here, and we need to make sure to get the cavalry like in between them to give them the yin and yang here. Very good. So yeah, the Hellstorm one doing okay. Garbrandt is getting shot by the single target blimps, and you can see he's taking a little bit of damage, but nothing too crazy. But like, if you just sit them there the entire battle, you know, it can certainly add up. So we're going to go Dragon Form here. Poor Garbrandt's just going to get blasted. The Sky Junk has pretty decent ammo, it would seem. So now we've lost Yin and Yang, but we can just show you the DPS. So that's basically the Sky Lanterns. This is their damage if you just sit them on an SEM Lord. Now, like maybe for sniping like a very cheap caster of the Empire, it could be quite good. And this spell is really also quite solid. This is the Talons of the Night. Look at that damage. Oh my god, that's so much damage. Brutal. Like, if they were on an objective or something like that, dude, you could just, like, totally nuke them off. Meow Yang definitely is very good. And, yeah, I don't know if I like the Sky Blimp here, the Sky Junk, the one that has, like, the Walmart Hellstorm battery. I think the basic artillery variants are quite a bit better. So, yeah, we just keep sitting. Like, you can just sit and snipe all day. They have, like, frickin' 275 range, so they're kind of like Ushapti Greatbow a little bit, which is funny. And I think they can fire while moving. Let's see. Can they? Okay, that's some details here. Oh, my God, my cavalry are getting caught. Pull back, pull back. And the junk is just continuing to blast those warriors there. Looks like there was some Bloodletters of Corn still alive. We'll have to pull in Meow Yang to do the thing. What's your ELO in Warhammer 3? There is none yet. The game hasn't launched, so yeah. I don't know. I think I can get pretty high on the ladder for sure. We'll see. All right, so moving across, we have the dreaded blimps, the Sky Lanterns just shooting, and you know they take their time. It's not like they only cost 700, so it's not like. I think one of the ways that people will actually use the Sky Blimp is that they'll use it as a yin and yang activator. So let's say you're playing an army where the enemy force has really, really good tools for killing your archers, and you don't want to have like vulnerable ground-based units. Well, you could potentially do a build with Cathay where you have like a Sky Lantern who's activating the yin, and then you just sit the Sky Lantern on top of your halberds, and then they get their benefit from the yin and yang. So you don't have to have like vulnerable missile units on the ground, right? But you can see the DPS isn't like amazing. I mean, how much value have they gotten so far? I mean, let's see. I mean, 1,000 value on this one, really not bad. I mean, they're 700 gold units. So it's kind of like, it almost feels like I'm playing with tic-tac-toe. Not tic-tac-toe, Oxyotl. Like you just kind of sit there and troll. And this one has some bombards too. We have like little haggard bombardments. I wonder if they would do any damage. Long ass cooldowns though, geez. Yeah, it's pretty brutal. All right, we can get Meow Yang in there just to kind of speed things along. Talons of the Night obviously wouldn't do anything against him, so we'll move in. We'll pop the buff. Start battling here while the blimps just shoot him into oblivion, and army losses is kicking in. But man, oh man, Garbrandt does so much damage. Oh my god, look at that. He still almost killed Meow Yang, because when he gets damaged, he gets more damage, which is crazy. So those are the blimps. They don't cost that much. The regular Sky Lanterns are only 700, and they still got 1,000 value apiece just sitting on Garbrandt the whole game. So like, theoretically, that could be worth it. Oh, they're 900. Okay, I don't know. I think the Sky Junk here is pretty haggard. I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah. Not a huge fan of it. But, I don't know. The range is 275. So maybe Sky Lanterns would be good for sniping enemy artillery. Let's actually put that to a test. I think that's probably going to be quite an interesting thing for a lot of you multiplayer folks here. So let's get the Lord Magistrate, and let's go ahead and get the Fire Rockets. The Fire Rain Rockets are basically Hellstorm rocket batteries. So let's see how they do against artillery. Yeah. We'll have to see. You can't land Sky Lanterns either. They're always landing. So some units do not have the ability to land on the ground, even if they fly. Do we know if Khorne demons are more expensive than demons of chaos? It's all the same pricing, yeah. Respect my boy Tic Tac. He will destroy Garbrandt in multiplayer. I don't know about that. I do not know about that. Don't worry, we're just scratching the tip of the iceberg for testing here. So, all right, so we have a Hellstorm rocket battery here. This is pretty much the same as like great cannons or whatever, and I'm gonna get my blimps and see what kind of damage they can actually do against it. Okay, so we have the 4 fire rain rockets. Oh my god, it actually does Jesus, those things do a lot of damage against my SEMs here. That's pretty crazy. All right, so we're sniping. Are we going to be able to pick off like the actual artillery pieces? It doesn't look like they can be used very well for that. I mean, okay. They're actually picking off the crew a little bit. Yeah, maybe like, yeah, these fire rain rockets do. Okay, they killed one model. Interesting. So maybe if you're expecting artillery and you go like triple Sky Lantern, Meow Yang can also heal. She can also heal this one too. So we can use a heal on that. Okay, they're actually not terrible at sniping already. But it does take a while still. But like in a really long positional based game, maybe. Okay, you know what? They actually do snipe arty all right. Yeah, I mean, it still takes some time, but... yeah, and it also needed to heal from us. Okay, so the artillery has been sniped. And now we have a much squishier caster character who has like super low HP. So let's try and snipe this caster and see what happens. Okay, going after the Lord Magistrate. Does the Demon Prince seem a bit weak? You know, I seriously doubt the Demon Prince would even be in multiplayer, like that faction. I think it would just be unfair. Like, so hopefully it's not. Okay, pretty decent at sniping the Magistrate as well. Yeah, okay. So it can snipe artillery. That's not bad. Yeah, let's jump out. All right. Very, very good. So maybe you could bring 3 of them and just like snipe people's artillery. Like with magic too. You could like fly Meow Yang over there and use some vortexes. Maybe Cathay could do some crazy stuff with that. So the Lord Magistrate himself, he has access to a blimp mount, a Sky Lantern. He also has the Kite of Uttermost Airs, and it's a Mortis Engine against flying units. So what we're going to do now is get our opponent over on KHORNE, and we're going to give him this and give him a bunch of just Haggard Furies. Let's just give like 4 Furies here and see how this goes. Yeah, all right, so let's do a different map here to give you guys a little something. The Fascination Fields, yes. Do cannons just pop the blimps? Yeah, they're really slow. They can't really dodge cannons. Yeah. Well, viable. The artillery only had 1 salvo left. Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of a thing. I don't know. I don't think it's that good. Demon Prince faction confirmed by Dav, not in multiplayer. Okay, copy that. Yeah. So maybe we move in with the Blimp Man. It's kind of a curious thing. Like, will this be good against Vampire Count Air Forces? Let's go test. I mean, Furies hit super hard. And the problem is the Blimp only has 30 armor. The Magistrate has some really cool buffs. So if you guys haven't seen this, the Magistrate has Inspired Marksmanship, so he can buff range units, he can buff melee units with attack bonus, and he can also give melee defense and leadership. So like the Magistrates are actually really good Chief Lords. They have some really solid buffs. Okay, so we have the Mortis Engine now. Let's get the dreaded Blimp into melee. Maybe I need to protect him with like Lawnmower Riders or something. Yeah. All right, so he's in here. Mortis Engine effect is now going. It's hitting all of these units. Let's go ahead and give himself some melee defense. I don't think he can buff himself, so we'll buff these spears down here. Yeah. But he's just too squishy. Like, the Mortis Engine is... yeah, the thing is, like, Fellbats for Vampire Counts wouldn't do this much damage, but, like, it's not bad. But, yeah, Furies for KHORNE have 50 weapon strength, so I don't think that's a really good test. If we had Fellbats or, like, some other crappy unit like that, I think it'd be better, but overall, like, maybe if you have him with like some Lawnmower Riders, you can do something. But like what makes him cool is his buffs. He's got like a lot of really good buffs. So bringing him on foot is like a cheap lord. It seems like the way. The Shield of Nangao, yeah, he's got like all kinds of AOE buffs and things like that. Is this the Shogun announcer? Have I tested the compass yet? I have not. So let's test the compass for you guys. So what does the compass even do? Okay, firstly, it's a harmony amplifier. So this increases the benefits of harmony for nearby units. It has Celestial Lightning and Celestial Comet. So you could technically bring the compass as your caster if you're happy with those spells. It has Mastery of the Elemental Winds. It has Nexus of Elements, which gives you... okay, so it's like a Colossus. So it's not going to be like... yeah, Harmony Amplifier. What is it? So it counts as Yang. So if you had a Yin unit nearby, which would be like any number of these like crossbow units. So let's get you and you. And then we could just like test it out against like some Khorne, like Khorne chaff units or whatever. Yeah, it seems fine. Okay. Great, let's give it a try. And let's take Homeboy off his blimp now. And if he could just chill on the ground. No, the Mortis Engine only hits flying units. Yeah. How is the KHORNE cannon performing? So Sagittarius, that was in the beginning of today's test video. If you want to go back and check that out, I did a full test. Like, it was the very first one we did. And they were very good at close range, but at long range, they have shit accuracy. That was kind of the conclusion that we drew. Yeah. He's actually a good lord. I think the Lord Magistrate's quite good. Like, these buffs are really strong, and they don't cost any magic, and, you know. So here we have archers, crossbowmen, and then you could have the War Compass, like, up in melee, which has, okay, how strong is it in melee? 160 weapon strength. So the big benefit you're getting from this is the amplifier, so it's giving you extra yin and yang. So if we pop this, now the yin and yang is active, but okay, now it's giving us 18 reload skill instead of, yeah, that's cool. So the amplifying effect from the War Compass is there. And it has Comet of Cassandora, or Celestial Comet, as well as Celestial Lightning, which are apparently different? Not sure. Well, I don't think it's going to be like super good at melee, but we can see the aura, can we? Yeah, so you can see the aura of influence, like these circles right here for Cathay. Yeah. We're just showing you the units in action, and we can see the aura. Okay, so you can actually see the aura. It needs to be hitting the center mass. So right now it is buffing those units up. Cool. So the peasants are here. They actually have charged defense against all, which is really good. And you can see the Jade Warrior Crossbowmen. You guys were like... Okay, hold on. You guys were telling me, like, oh, the Bloodletters are, like, unstoppable earlier, right? Well, you can see how quickly they died at, like, one volley. I even screwed up there and, like, changed that. So what we're going to be doing is using leadership and melee defense on these peasant spearmen who are bracing. Boom. Now we can get these celestial beasts in there, and these peasants now have 62 melee defense because of the Lord Magistrate. And we can charge into the Corn Boys. On top of that, we have Celestial Comet and Celestial Lightning, too, which seems to be pretty good. So he's got 2 bombardment abilities, okay. Yeah, peasants holding like champs, though. Look at them go, man. They're doing very good. And we can also use the Inspired Attack. So you can stack those buffs. There's no, like, cooldown like the Dwarvish runes. Yeah, nice little bombardment there. Let's go ahead and pop another one right here. See what that looks like. And it's coming. Okay, that's like a chain lightning effect. Interesting. Yeah, the Jade Warrior Crossbowmen are really nasty. I can show you guys, like, some crazy shit that you may be seeing. And we can also buff their reload skill and accuracy, too. Like, this guy has a lot of great utility. And they come off cooldown pretty quick, too. Yeah. So from here, we just, you know, fast forward or whatever. Yeah, we could just, like, battle this guy. Yeah, he gets escorted around, but you get the idea. It's basically a harmony amplifier is the jam. Yeah, I mean, honestly, that Magistrate really isn't terrible. I mean, I personally like the Dragon Lords more, but I think he could have some teeth. So something that I think is going to be a pretty common style with Cathay is going to be something like this. So you would have, like, a bunch of Peasant Spears, and then you have a bunch of Jade Warrior Crossbowmen, and then... I don't know. And then, like, maybe a couple Sentinels to, like, back you up, and then you can get, like, Meow Yang, right? So we can just, like, leave her spells as is for now. And for, like, KHORNE, I just want to show you guys, like, the DPS that those bows can put out. And we'll get, like, some Duel Warriors, whatever. We can get some, you know, Minotaurs, some Warriors. That's fine. It's not, like, a perfectly balanced fight, but I just want to show you the power of the Yin and Yang. Yeah, ranged meta is more a thing in campaign, brother. If you're talking about multiplayer, it's going to be good, but not as good. Because you can, like, players are not, like, mouth-breathing potatoes like the AI. Like, if you watch people play campaign, like, high-level campaign players, like, obviously they can cheese the AI. Anybody can cheese the AI. It doesn't take, like, a ton of metal, in my opinion. But, like, in multiplayer, it's much harder to defend your missile units. It takes a pretty massive degree of skill. Now, yeah, I think we could see something like this. Basically, you get, like, a front line of a couple of peasants. And then you get, like, your crossbows in the back. Like, you would obviously deploy them a little bit better, but you'll notice they do have the yin and yang now. Yeah, so they all have this icon above their head. And we get a couple spears in the back. Terracotta Sentinels can, like, tar pit. Like, I feel like this Cathay playstyle would be really good. Because the Sentinels are so meaty and tough to kill for sure. I love that the bounce power is, like, even though I didn't spend, like, you know, nearly as much here. Yeah, Meow Yang's got some really good magic, too. Would you mind showing off some of the Yang spells? Yeah, absolutely. We'll do a full lore magic showcase in a minute, too. We'll, like, just go through every lore and show you. So here's Missile Mirror. We'll try it against... Is it instant cast? Yeah, range and duration. So the crossbow's DPS is actually quite solid. It's really, really quick. And you can see the Bloodletters of Corn are already getting Shrek'd pretty good. So you can use, like, the Terracottas, like, and they're just to, like, tar pit shit, right? They're going to be really, really good at that, I think. Yeah, so they move in, the AI is going to tar pit on top of them, hopefully. And then Meow Yang, for example, could be using her Talons of the Night, which is a really, really strong spell. So we'll pop that right here. That's probably going to nuke... I don't know how it does against, like, those type of units. We'll have to see. All right, so the Crossbowmen, let's shoot into them. Go into some of the Chaos Warriors with dual weapons. Talons of the Night are active. And, yeah, you're seeing some good AoE damage. Terracotta Sentinels are just, like, kind of tar pitting and... you know, doing their jam. And the crossbows have now unleashed on the Chaos Warriors. What other spells do we have here? Storm of Shadows. This is like a speed debuff. Does it do any damage? No, it doesn't. Okay, so it's just as slow. It's just as slow. So let's go big chunky dragon form here. You can see the Khorne units are getting pounded pretty good, and you can see the DPS of the crossbows on the Chaos Warrior dual weapons really isn't bad either. Like, it's pretty respectable. Bring Meow Yang over there to help out a little bit, and you can run over here, lady. The Sentinel needs to come in. Got a little bit distracted there, but the other Sentinel's doing a good job. So what's cool is, like, then you can pull your crossbows if you want to behind your spear formation, and they'll still have yin and yang. So I think, like, Cathay could probably play a little bit like Bretonnia in that sense, where you have, like, a ton of just, like, cheap shit. And just, like, bodies and bodies, you reposition your crossbows. Now the big boys are moving in. Meow Yang able to get a tear route on those warriors there. It looks like a couple of them are trying to squeak by. They're cheating. They're trying to get past the objective here. But yeah, I think this playstyle is going to be pretty cool. Yeah. Turn, someone needs to tell people in a video that Warhammer 3 is coming on Game Pass day 1. Yeah, I've heard that. So it's going to be like super cheap, right? Maybe I'll do a video on that. But yeah, I really do like Storm of the Night. It seems like a really, really strong spell. Let's see if we can get some more bunched up units. So now they all still have their yin and yang, which means they have like crazy good reload speed. So let's go ahead and unload on those Minotaurs of Corn, and we can have Meow Yang continue fighting here, and Terracotta's just hopefully doing their thing here. A couple more spears can move up. Terracotta Sentinel tanking like a champ. Good. Now we can use the Storm of the Night. So check this spell out. It's really good. And Winds of Magic is so much better in this game now. Yeah, like the consistent rate. So here's some like pretty good infantry units. Storm of the Night comes up and definitely does some good work. Yeah, against those Khorne boys. So you guys more or less get the picture. Like, right now, it would just be me cleaning up this army for like another like 2 minutes or something. Pulling your crossbows back would remove harmony from your front line. Correct, but if they're just shitty peasants, you don't really care. Now, if you had like a halberd front line, you could do the same thing with better infantry. You could have some, you know, Jade Warriors or some Jade Warrior halberds to try and fight those Khorne warriors, but I don't know. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. So you also do have Dark Shards with Cathay. You have Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen, so they're like hybrid Dark Shards. They have crazy armor-piercing crossbows. Yeah, which is kind of cool. You also have Giseles. Let's go ahead and show you guys the Giseles for Cathay. So we got 3 of them. Let's just get like a big corny lord to just run at us and mouth breathe. We'll get like Garbrandt or something. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, should be fine. So let's show the Giseles here, and we can do the I don't know. We can do the, like, yeah, the Norskin forests. There's so many maps. Oh my god! Like, look at all the maps, guys. It's like ludicrous. Empire Forest map. All right, cool. Let's fire this up. Yeah, Sentinels are really cool. Does charge defense versus large also also have reflection? I don't think so, Robert. I don't think so. The peasants care. Yeah, the peasants are the ones who don't enjoy that. Absolutely. All right, so now we're going to try out the Giseles. So they're very similar to Skaven ones, honestly. I don't see too much of a difference between them, but they're still cool. Can you please test the Alchemist in combat? Yes, we will. I'll bring the Alchemist in the next test. Just remind me to, because there's a lot of stuff. Basically shades without stock. Yeah, they're basically shades without stock, and they're armored and like very, very durable in combat. All right, so let's get you guys. They can chill here. Although, I don't know. I might have some line of sight issues here. Let's go ahead and just scoot back here to be safe. And we can put these halberds near them to get the yin and yang, and Meow Yang can just kind of tank this. Okay, Scarbrand's pissed off. He's running over here. So with yin and yang, they get faster reload skills. So you can get like Giseles shooting pretty quick. I might have line of sight issues on this map. If I do, I'll switch maps. Okay, now they're all in range, I think. Are they shooting? Yeah, perfect. So the Giseles are going in. Ooh, it's hitting the hill here. Okay, so I need to do a different map, I think. I don't think they can hit. Okay, one sec. So let's just change this. I don't know the maps yet, guys, so bear with me. Cathay are basically tall dwarves. Yeah, they have a lot of interesting tools. They have a lot of interesting tools for sure. All right, so we find like a flat map. Yeah, a bleak lands sounds like a very flat map. Turn, is the game balanced on large or ultra fun sizes? It seems like ultra in my initial like assessment. Yeah. But we'll find out. We'll find out. Glorious Feeder on the 27th, I think, is when we're... Is it? I don't know. I don't know the date off the top of my head. Yeah, whenever we're allowed to show you multiplayer stuff, like I'll be able to confirm all that. Yeah, now, yeah, they can play like Skaven. You can bring peasants and just like Giseles and shit. Yeah, you can do a lot of cool stuff. All right, so yeah, this map's flat enough. Should be able to get up there, and let's get the halberds back here. All right, cool. This map isn't super flat either. Okay, can they actually shoot here? Let's see. Okay, so they're ripping some shots. Yeah, some of them are still going into the hill, which is unfortunate. They also have a shield breaker, which is nice. Yeah, so pretty much in terms of functionality, just like the same as Gisele units, right? Like they can just snipe and do some big damage and, you know, live their best life. We can go ahead and use Regrowth on Meow Yang because Garbrandt is just the Terminator of worlds. I think some of them are shooting into the ground. It's hard to tell here. But yeah, getting a fair amount of HP off your boy. he's getting beat up, we can go ahead and use another regrowth on Meow Yang. We can go dragon form if we want to. So it's good to like use regrowth like in human and then switch to dragon form after that. And then yeah, we can do this. So obviously we have some halberds here. He's getting popped pretty good. Consistent DPS. Garbrandt has a shit ton of HP though. He's got like 9,000 HP almost, so like it makes sense. And yeah, look at the nice rampage ability on Garbrandt there. Pretty cool, huh? All right, turn you guys around, start shooting again. Meow Yang is just rampaging and dancing up in the sky, but obviously halberds will make pretty quick work of Garbrandt. He's not gonna trade well at all into even 700 gold ones. Are Jade Warriors cost effective? Yeah, I would say so. Jade Warriors are really good. They have a nice stat line. For 500 gold, you're getting, you know, 36 melee defense, 80 armor, shielded, decent leadership, and they also can be buffed up to, so here, check this out. They have defensive stance. So if they're not moving, Jade Warriors get 10% charge resistance, and then if they don't move for another period of time, which is phase 2, I don't know the conditions. Maybe it's just like they get charge strengths and more armor, which is pretty cool. So they're like rewarded for not moving. Very interesting. Now let's go ahead and show you guys the, so let's just get a Herald here. He's a little bit more chill. And we can get a Magistrate, and I wanted to show you guys you wanted to see the Alchemist. So the Alchemist is not like great in combat. It's a support character. So the Alchemist has Lore of Metal, and it also has a couple really cool buffs, which you'll see. It has the Alchemist Elixir of Iron Skin, so you can give 90 armor to something. And it has the Alchemist Elixir of Puissance, which gives melee attack. Yeah, and they also have Enhanced Metallurgy, which you can give a buff to either your range units or your melee units, which is good. It gives them magic damage, which helps them against demons too. But I just want to show you the Hellstorm rocket battery. So they have Grand Cannons, which are just the same as cannons. We don't even need to look at them, really. Yeah. Are Jade Warriors and Crosswomen a midway point between Dwarf Warriors and Longbeards? Yeah, I would say so. I would say so. That's a really good way of putting it. We'll just do the marshes, because we know the marshes are flat. And cool. So let's get this party started. Can you test the Alchemist in combat? That's what we're doing right now. We have the Alchemist here. I brought all the abilities. So you have Lore of Metal. But what she's good for is her buffs. I mean, if you're gonna use her. I don't know if I'm a huge fan myself, but if you want Lore of Metal, then yeah, you might as well bring the Alchemist and like a cheaper Lord or something. I think she has a compass mount. I think one of the Cathay characters has compass mounts. We can check all that. Okay, so yeah, let's scoot back here. And we have the Jade Warriors, and they're going to fight with the lady here, and the Magistrate. And cool. So let's get the Hellstorm rocket battery shooting in just a second. And you'll see it's pretty good. I've had really good success with it. Are there special units in the campaign? I don't know. I don't think so. I mean, you guys have seen what I've seen in campaign. Okay, so Hellstorm rocket battery is going to be blasting. Yeah, it missed a little bit there. It's just similar to the Hellstorm in terms of accuracy. Chaos Warriors of Corn should get the business pretty good. Yeah, already down to half health after 2 volleys. That's pretty sweet. We can shoot at these ones now too. All right, so shooting into them. It's pretty much the exact same as an Empire version, but it has 30 speed because it's being pulled by Ox, so they can actually run. You can like move Cathay artillery pretty effectively, which is pretty cool. So like if I wanted to, check this out. Like I can reposition them relatively quick. They still have to turn around, but the little Oxes will pull them quick. It's kind of like a wagon of sorts. So these guys now have the defensive stance active, I think. Yeah, it looks like they do. And with the Alchemist, we can give them 40 melee attack, 90 armor, or a little bit more stats. So we can go slow-mo here. And do they have charge defense? I think it's still prudent to charge. And we will go ahead and give them Enhanced Metallurgy, which is going to give them a weapon strength. We'll give them, 90 armor. So now they're going to be rocking like 170 armor on these guys. So that's going to make them pretty durable, right? And on top of that, we could also sauce them up with the Magistrate. So Cathay can stack a lot of buffs. Like, look at these guys now. They're like the Terminators, right? These Jade Warriors, which I think is very cool. And if we want to, we can give melee attack here to the Jade Warriors. Let's do it. So now the Jade Warriors are going to be rocking 88 melee attack. Look at the stats. So like if you had like a SEM or like a really powerful character, oh, that's so cool. Look at the attack animation. Yeah, she does some like flying leap. But look how badly look how badly that's going. And of course we have Lore of Metal, which is still very good. So you can also see the tooltips now too. So we can overcast the Final Transmutation here. Get our Magistrate moving up. We can use the melee defense buff on these Jade Warriors who are trading super well. And I think my caster just died to that Herald of Corn, or did she just like get deleted somehow? Holy shit! Yeah, somebody wanted to see him in combat, right? But yeah, and yeah, the wagons can kind of kite too. They can like run away from slower infantry, which is really funny because the Ox pull them, so it's harder to actually finish them off. Dude, what the hell happened to my Alchemist? Did she like explode from overcast damage? Did you guys see that shit? Anyways, you get the picture of what you're capable of there. I don't need to like show it too much more. Yeah. Yeah, the rockets look like they move faster through the air. Hellstorms probably do have longer range. Hellstorms have 480, and these Ox ones have 360. Yeah, correct. So the Empire ones have longer range. Yeah. Does she have any mount options? She has a Warhorse. And the Astromancer, which is the Lore of Heavens caster, he has a War Compass mount. Yeah. So the Astromancer can be on the War Compass if you want to get like the amplifier of the Yin and Yang. He's got silk robes. He gets extra ones of magic. Yeah. Okay. So we more or less get the idea. She ran away. I think the Herald deleted her. Yeah, it makes sense. She's very squishy. The Alchemists only have 15 armor and like low melee defense, right? So what else do we want to show you guys from this roster? There was something else I wanted to see. We can show you the Iron Dragon. He's pretty damn good too. He's got like really good anti-infantry. So if you're facing like light infantry, I think Iron Dragon is the way to go. So let me show you him in action. And like, he's not good against armored infantry, but if you're facing demons, which I think people will often bring demons against Cathay because Cathay has armored infantry. So getting the better armor piercing might be prudent, but we'll have to see. So yeah, let's do this here. No Dragon Breath attacks. He kind of has a spell that's like a Dragon Breath, yeah. Some Cathay Cavalry. Can you stack mages? Yeah, you can have multiple mages. Yeah, of course. I'm excited for them. She took over cast damage too, makes sense. Yeah, so I think that overall Meow Yang is better because she has better spells, but this guy like might have a niche against like lightly armored rosters. And what we saw in the Demon Prince campaign is like the whole Nurgle roster is like super lightly armored, right? And this guy has, he can cast a really good spell when he's in dragon form, which is the Dragon's Breath. He has Final Transmutation, Glittering Robe, which gives just flat armor, and Constellation of the Dragon is a pretty good bombardment as well. So Iron Dragon might be like, it depends on how you want to build. So I just need to get into dragon form here. And we can even like blob up first. He's quite tanky, for sure. But I guess let's just start in dragon form. So we're going to go Transformation of the Dragon here. I don't know if he'll be able to solo this whole army, but he's definitely pretty good in combat. Yeah, we'll do the new Lore of Magics too next. Yeah, correct. We'll show you every single spell. So you can jump in, get them to blob up on you. We're going to send this guy to go hide in a tree somewhere, just so they actually attack my lord. And here we are in combat, which is good. So you have the Dragon's Breath. It's only 6 winds of magic, and the spell is pretty sweet. Watch the damage it can do to these bloodletters here. Yeah, pretty nice for sure. Although they have spell resist, so it's not the best test. They have spell resist with 25%, so they do get a reduction in damage here. And he has his own buff, which is kind of, Master of Alchemy. It's a big AoE buff, which is really strong. It gives missile strength and weapon strength, and also imbues magic damage. So yeah, you could like potentially cycle charge, get really like abusive with this guy if you wanted to. Just pull back, and he can use his spell when he's like up in the sky. So it's coming in a couple seconds. Let's go ahead and land here again, and we can go ahead and just drop it right through the ranks here. Yeah, they have the spell resist, so it's not really like a good example. But you can see he's pretty formidable in combat too. But he can't heal like Meow Yang. That's the only problem. Yeah, he can give a little bit of a buff there on himself. Pull back. We have another breath attack here, so let's go ahead and pop that down. Yeah, the spell resist of Khorne is pretty formidable. But he's already done about 1400 value. And with like really cheesy micro, you could definitely solo this whole blob. Like I could just cycle charge all day. So the dragons, like, yeah, they got a lot of potential. Like another thing I could do is go human form and use Final Transmutation. So I'd probably want to kill the Herald of Khorne, right? He's a beast in combat, for sure. He's got 580 weapon strength. Let's get him up. Cycle charge in again. Here he goes. Boom. The Herald of Khorne is pretty close to crumbling. Just pull back and get that guy again. Yes. Yes, my precious. Perfect. Yes. And he seems to like have really good animations. Like every time I charge in, I'm hitting the Herald of Khorne. Yeah, he's pretty close to crumbling too. Yeah, like every single time I dive in with him, he seems to make contact. So now we can go like human form again. Although if I go human form, he's basically going to die to these guys, but I'm just going to show you the other spells. So as far as other spells go, we have one more. So let's see if we can pop this off. So we need to get them to like blob on us. Constellation of the Dragon is pretty good in campaign at least. I haven't tried it here. But we have Final Transmutation as well as Constellation, so I don't know why the AI isn't like blobbing on me here. Let's see. Maybe they need us to attack first. Oh, they're like reforming ranks or some shit. Yeah, really good gooning character. Really good. Okay, perfect. So now they're blobbing on us. So we can go ahead and use Constellation of the Dragon right here. It's a pretty cool spell. And that should do a lot of damage to these guys. So here it comes. And boom, headshot. Okay, unfortunately he's wavering. Oh! Yeah, that spell's pretty good. That like just nuked all those guys. That's kind of what we were looking for earlier. So if I had just used that in the beginning, I think we would have been fine. But you more or less get the idea. He's very, very like snipey and has a really good AoE. Can probably play objectives quite well too. Okay, so now let's test the Lores of Magic. So we are going to go ahead and get a Yin caster, and we have a Yang caster. So here is Yin. Let's open up with this and just get some of the boys. And what does the 6 among him mean? I think that's his like level, yeah. So what spells does this have? Just to make sure we... Okay, it has a slow. It has a missile mirror. Redirects missile projectiles back towards firing units. Does that work for artillery too? Storm of the Night is like a big... Talons is a big AoE damage spell. Cloak of Jet gives you stock and unspotable. Blossom Winds. It blinds the target. And also Vortex. Okay, interesting. And Ancestral Warriors, which is an okay spell. Okay. Let's give it a try. We'll get a Skull Cannon too to see if we can reflect the missile of the Skull Cannon. Yeah. Have any Lore of Heaven spells been changed significantly? I haven't really looked through it too much. Yeah. And that's with the 25% resistance from KHORNE. And I played like super sloppy there. If you really want to abuse and cycle charge with him, you can goon people and like nuke their army super hard. I think that the Iron Dragon will be potentially pretty good. Maybe in the higher levels, not as much because people are really good at dodging spells, but like in the mid levels, lower levels, perhaps. Okay, so we're going to just hide them back here for now. Let's try first with a missile resist spell. So we need to get... How does this work? Okay, so Ancestral Warriors summons two... Okay, it summons like the elite units of Cathay. This is range 200, duration, and affected units missile unit. Okay. So how does this work? Missile mirror. Do I cast it on myself? Do I cast it on... Oh my god, do I have to be like kind of close to use that? Okay, let's go try that. So it seems like... Can I target my own units? No. So missile mirror, you target an enemy unit, and it hexes them. So then, let's see. The range, though. Okay, I can almost cast it. How close do we need to be? And, oh man, we need to be pretty close. Okay, so this is more like if somebody's shooting at you with like some greatswords or something. Not greatswords. Handgunners. Yeah. Hopefully this thing doesn't run out of ammunition before I get to test it. Okay, can we get it? We're pretty close. Yeah, the Skull Cannon actually hits very hard if it hits you. So I'm trying to like juke it a little bit. Okay, here we go. So what happens if I overcast it? Extended range, extended effect duration. Okay, let's pop it. Okay, so Missile Mirror has been cast. Let's see what happens. So he's going to shoot it. Is he going to shoot? Come on, shoot. Oh, look at that. How cool is that? Holy shit. The Skull Cannon missile just went back and bounced back into the face. Okay, let's see if it shoots again. Come on. Oh my god, I love that. That's so cool. So you can use it on artillery and like a Necrofex Colossus and those type of things. And it's still on it for a period of time. Yeah, the upgraded variant. Okay, is it going to shoot again? I'm going to try that against some like Jade Crossbowmen or something. Holy shit, that's really funny. So another spell we can use is the Ancestral Warriors. So let's go ahead and pop this right now. So let's say you're in a bad position. You need to get away. We can pop this, and it will summon out some Ancestors. Yes. Fire all the greatswords. What does it summon, actually? Ancestral Warriors, they have no armor, but they do have the Charge Reflection, Unbinding, and some other goodies. Okay, so let's pull back now. Let our wins kind of build up a little bit and let the Ancestral Warriors kind of buy us some time. Isn't that hilarious? That's super funny. I'm going to try it against some crossbows in the next test. We'll load in after this. Other spells that we could use. Yeah, these guys are pretty good. They're holding back bloodletters. Certainly not bad. So we're just going to scurry back here now. Get some Jade Warriors out here so we can experiment. We have 37 wins of magic left, so that's good. Yeah, I'm going to try it against the Hellstorm too. We'll try it against like all those crazy units here in the next game. Okay. So we're set up shop. What other spells? So we've tried the Ancestral Warriors. Storm of Shadows is just a slow, so it's not that interesting. Missile Mirror we've tried. The Blossom Wind. Okay, that's like a wind spell. So let's just get the boys kind of braced, and then we can just get ready to fight. Dude, I love that Skull Cannon shit. That's so funny. All right, so Missile Mirror, Blossom Wind. Let's get the Blossom Wind going. Cast that here. This does damage and also blinds the unit, so that's going to be debuffing them. Okay, let's see the Blossom Wind. Okay, that's not bad. Yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage. So I think the main thing with that is the blind. Next up, we have the Cloak of Jet, which is stock and unspotable. Talons of the Night is the other spell. So that's like the last one we'll look at here. Talons of the Night is actually very good. Remember, KHORNE has spell resist on a lot of their units, so take it with a grain of salt. Yeah, that one's pretty good. That actually does a substantial amount of damage. Cool. So that's more or less that lore. So let's go test it against like crossbow units. Yeah. We're going to go try it on the rockets here. That's the plan. Does she have a horse mount? Yeah, we need to give her... Oh, she actually has a longbow. Okay, that's going to make testing way easier. Okay, so let's go for Grand Cathay. Let's give a Magistrate. Let's give the Rocket Battery, and let's get like some like Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen or something. Okay. This is gonna be some funny shit. This is gonna be so cool. Oh man, I can't wait to see the rockets reflect back. We also have the Jade Warrior Crossbowmen. So these are like Dark Shards or Shades, basically. The speed debuff turns into an AoE if I overcast it. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, oh my god, imagine this against Queen Bess. That's so funny. Because this character can be put on a Longbow, so it can actually get to like tough positions on the battlefield, right? Okay, so how much wins do we have? 12. Okay, Missile, Storm Shadows, where is it? Do we have enough for it yet? Ancestral Warriors, where is it? Storm Shadows, Missile Mirror, okay. So let's go use it on the Rocket Battery first. So we're gonna kind of fly up here, and we will get up there quick. Yeah, she's got 105 speed on this mount. And Scales of the Celestial Court gives us physical resist. So if we're getting like shot at, we can pop that and get 75% ward save. Dude, yeah, you could do some huge trolling against Gaven. It would take a lot of micro from your opponent to actually like, you know, see that coming and like stop the shooting. Because somebody could counterplay it by just not shooting. Okay, so let's go ahead and overcast this. Here we go. All right, so that's been done. So let's watch what happens. Oh my god, look at the rockets. Look at the rockets shooting back. Dude, I love it. Holy shit, what a great way to kill artillery potentially, especially these kind of things. Okay. Oh no, unfortunately it's like readjusting, so we're gonna lose out a little bit, but yeah. It's trying to like line of sight me. Okay. Shoot. Shoot. Okay, it was getting in position again. That's pretty damn funny. Okay, let's try the Crossbowmen now. Do we have it off cooldown yet? No, we don't. Okay, we need a little bit more time. No problem. So juke and juke and juke. Yes, classic. Classic. Still works. Still works like a charm. You guys feel like you're watching a legendary campaign right now? Okay. 4 seconds left. Let's go ahead and do this and move in here. Pop it on these guys. Imagine a Luminarch, I know. Okay. Oh, look at the damage. Okay, so these like hard-hitting missiles, they're shooting and the missiles are just bouncing back into their face and like piercing their armor. Holy shit. That's so cool. Oh, I love it. That's such a cool spell. I think that's one of the coolest spells. Yeah, I think that's one of the coolest spells. Like, look at this. Like, it's just wrecking these guys. And we can pull back again. And just wait for it to come off cooldown. Yeah, that straight up just killed those Celestial Dragons. Like, look at them. They went from, like, full to, like 15, 20%. Which is pretty crazy. Pop this, too, to make sure we don't die. I'm going to use it on the Rocket Battery again. What a meme spell, but I think it could be kind of good, actually. Like, if somebody's not paying attention and they take, like, a couple volleys. Alright, so where are we at? Where is this damn spell? Missile Mirror? Okay. Here we go, perfect. Let's cast, like, the lower casted version. Oh my god. And the funny part is if somebody was guarding the Rocket Battery, if there was, like, some spears behind it, it would actually shoot the units behind it, too. Wow, I think that's the coolest spell in the game. Yeah, that's, like, and that's actually, like, feasible, too. It's not like it's, like, bad. Yeah, so we summon some warriors, and they go in and just clean up shop. Yeah, they kill that, kill these guys. We can go in and do a little bit of a Missile Mirror. I actually thought it would be something you would like cast on yourself. What does this do again? So if we Cloak of Jet, if we overcast this, what does this do? Okay, just like more duration. Yeah. Wow, that's really, really cool. Oh my god, imagine getting a Waywatcher with that. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Absolutely. That's going to be some sweet stuff. And we can summon another unit of warriors down here. That's a pretty damn good spell. You get these like Unbreakable Celestial Dragon Guard, which are one of your better infantry units. Yeah, Storm of Shadows if you overcast it. Let's see. Yeah, it just becomes a big slow. Doesn't do any damage apparently. Alright, that's pretty rad. That's pretty cool. Let's go look at the other lore magic. Super excited to... Dude, imagine seeing that being used on like a Cygor. And the Cygor just throws a boulder and just like hits itself in the face. Dude, that spell I think is the coolest spell in the game. It's so funny. They just bounce back. Alright, so let's get a Dragon-Blooded Lord. I think I really like the Dragon-Blooded Lords. So this is the lore of Yang, which is more aggressive. So you have some good spells. So let's go ahead and just get like, you know, a couple of you guys to experiment with. And for Cathay, we can get some warriors. We can get some halberds and get like a missile or something. Yeah, cool. That's fine. That is fine. Let's jump in and test it out. Big slow will be useful for artillery, I guess. Yeah, perhaps, Misha, perhaps. Perhaps so. When you summon the second group, the first instantly died. The reason why NACL, they croaked is because they have a duration. They're a summon unit, so they just disappear at a set time. That would be really funny against, yeah, flamethrower units. I know. Absolutely. Absolutely. Please also test Heavens. You got it. We'll test Heavens for you after this to see if it's any different. Okay, so We have the Constellation of the Dragon, which is a huge nuke. We have the Stone Ground Stance. This gives you 100% mass. Very interesting. So if you have like a character that's trapped, like maybe one of your dragons or like a Terracotta Sentinel, you can give it mass and just make it like super chunky. Maybe we should try that. Yeah, okay, let's actually jump out. We'll load back, but I'm gonna bring a Sentinel just to test the mass thing. Make the Doom Divers do a U-turn? Basically, yeah, that's what they would do. Okay, so we're in Grand Cathay. Let's go ahead and get a Sentinel and then fire it up. Great. Meme potential 100. That's going to be so good against AI because AI is too dumb to stop shooting. So if you're just trying to kill like, you know, a Warp Lightning Cannon or like something like that, like a Plague Claw Catapult, whatever. Yeah, you could probably use that on explosive charges too from dwarves like Iron Breakers. Imagine them just like throwing it in their own face. I don't know if it's worth it. It's kind of an expensive spell, but okay. So we have the mass buff, we have the nuke, we have the Might of Heaven and Earth, which imbues flaming damage, which is good for reducing healing, and also magic, which makes you better against demons. Dragon Breath, which we saw, Wall of Wind and Fire, and Jade Shield. This actually seems like a really good spell. Dude, this is really good. 4 Winds of Magic only to give 44% ward save. That seems incredibly good. So let's go ahead and test the Big Chungus first. We're going to kind of let him get surrounded a little bit, and then we're going to use the mass spell on him. So if we overcast it, what does this do? Okay, it just gives longer duration, whatever. All right. Stone Stance. So let's get the boys in here. We're going to go move in the Sentinel and let him get a little bit surrounded. And then we're going to use the Stone Ground Stance to see how that actually functions. Okay, running into the trees. Yeah, there's halberds here and stuff too. So hopefully they'll trap it in place. Look at the big attacks. It's so freaking cool. All right. So yeah, he is here. So now let's go ahead and give him a little bit of mass. Oh, shit. Okay, it's an AoE, so it gives mass to, like, everything in that radius. That's really... Okay, so maybe it's meant to keep, like, cavalry from charging through your infantry or monsters. Okay, so he's got, like, huge chunky mass now. Let's see what happens if he runs through units. Okay, yeah, he can definitely just trot through, like, these units, like, no problem. Okay, that's kind of cool. So, like, if your unit's trapped, like, look at this. There's literally, like, the infantry have no way of stopping him. That is actually very, very neat. I like that quite a bit. So if you have a trapped character, you can spend 8 Winds of Magic to essentially free them. Because you guys know how easy it is to get trapped by infantry now in Warhammer. Yeah. I like that. Okay, so Jade Warriors here. Let's go ahead and like get a nuke. So we need to get them to blob up here. So I guess we just like move up a couple of our elite halberds. So they'll actually fight us. So the AI has like a bit of an allergy to fighting SEMs now, I've noticed. They like don't like doing it. Which I, you know, can't blame him. Maybe he's trying to like deal with the cheese. Yeah, it's pretty cool. You could just like march through those guys. Okay, so we got the halberds now. We got several blobs. Stand bows. And what spells do we want to try? So, Constellation of the Dragon we've seen. It's very good. We're going to use it right here on this blob. So check this out. This should do a shit ton of damage. I didn't even overcast it either. But it has 33% armor piercing, so we'll see. No spell resist on these guys. Yeah, quite good. It's a pretty nice little bombardment. Next we have the Wall of Fire, which has 30% armor piercing. So we use this in my campaign a lot with the Iron Dragon. Okay, there it goes. That's an overcast. And does it do friendly? It might friendly me, yeah. So this one is interesting. You have to be careful. Probably using this on SEMs, but it looks really cool. I don't... yeah, it has like a big spread, for sure. And it goes really damn far. Holy shit, yeah. I don't know about that one. It's pretty slow. We got the ward save, which we don't need to look at too much. Might of Heaven and Earth or whatever. We have the Dragon Breath attack, which is not a bad one. You can see it on the Jade Warriors. The Dragon Breath attack has terrible armor piercing, though, but that was pretty good for the overcast. Yeah, it was only 9 Winds of Magic. That honestly seems better than the other spell I used. Constellation seems good. Dragon Breath seems good. Jade Shield is going to be giving, you know, fat ward save, so we could just pop this and we get 44% ward save here. And SEM is a single entity model. Yeah, so it's like you can see how this unit has 100 models. This one only has 1, the big monsters. So when I say SEM, that's what I'm kind of referring to here. Yeah, but the magic's pretty impactful, and I really like the Stone Ground Stance, yeah, for the mass. So let's get our little lord like trapped in halberds and see if she can escape with that. All right, so she's landed in here. We're going to use the Stone Ground Stance right here, which will go down in a second. Now let's move her through these units and see. Okay, so she's still trapped, but we can actually move through the infantry a little bit better. Yeah, it's still not perfect. She gets a little bit stuck on the water there. I think there was a rock, but it gives her slightly more mass. It seems better for, because mass also affects your like defensive charges and things like that. So I think using the using it on monsters or on your own troops to save for charges is probably better. Like, so let's say a bunch of high mass cavalry are pushing through you. Like, I'm sure ogres will have crazy mass. You can use it on your peasant spearmen to make sure that the enemies can't get through you. Or to escape with a big monster like a dragon. What does overcasting Jade Shield do? I believe it increases the duration. Yeah. Pretty cool magic for sure. You guys wanted to see, somebody wanted to see Heavens. So let's get an Astromancer. Chain Lightning. It looks the exact same, to be honest. Yeah, nothing's changed. It's all the same. You can see the stats now, though. You can see which ones have armor piercing, which ones don't. You can get like a better idea. How are the system requirements? It seems harder on the system for sure, Shima. Yeah, it seems harder. Yeah, and also we forgot to look at the lore passive. So the lore passive for this is going to be, let me go ahead and find it, is going to be Strength of Yang. So this one gives you base weapon damage and armor piercing damage when you cast in a 55-meter radius. So it gives you like an AoE buff. Okay. And then the Lore of Yin has, it lowers enemy armor and speed of nearby units when you cast. Try the new mass buff with cavalry? We could. Yeah, we could try that. I like that idea. That sounds fun. All right, so let's get you. Let's get some Jade Lancers, and let's just get some, like... Get a couple units here. Cool. We'll try that out real quick. GTX 1070, it should be fine. Dude, so the thing is, my computer is like 5 years old. I got it at the end of 2015 or 2016. Oh shit, it's even older now. It's almost like 6 or 7 years. Jesus. And it handles it okay. Like I have some like spikes of lag when there's like a big cinematic going on or like a lot of effects are on the campaign map, but overall I handle it okay. I was like holding out for prices to go down on like GPU graphics and stuff, but like I think I'm just gonna cave and buy one soon. All right, so we got you and you. Let's check it out. Yes, good. Yeah, so you wanted to see the overcasted Jade Shield. Yeah, increased duration, yeah. Overcasting this, yeah. And overcasting this, I don't have enough Winds of Magic, no problem. So they'll be attacking in a second. Jade Lancers don't have crazy good mass as of now. Yeah, Wind Blast was nerfed. Yeah, makes sense. You know what spell seems still really strong is Pendulum. All right, so we're going to cast it on you. And is it active? It is. All right, so let's go through these guys. Wow, holy shit. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. So, like, we can just, like, bully Maguire our way through these guys. So now let's get back and charge them without that and try and do that. Okay, so now we're here without the buff, and we're going to try and path through these Jade Warriors. We still get through them, but you see, like, how they're all stuck in the back? Like, those Jade guys? Like, they don't get through super well. It's a little bit of an ugly thing. Now, let's go ahead and test it with the mass upgrade again. So we need to get these guys away. So definitely get through there much, much quicker. All right, so let's go ahead and do Stone Ground Stance again. And now we can try and charge through that massive infantry units. Boom. Let's just move through them. Okay, that's even without the charge. It seemed like on the charge it was really where it was noticeable. Because now it seems like we still get stuck. Kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. We could do the Constellation of the Dragon. Send these peasants to the Shadow Realm. Always fun. Holy shit! Oh my god! Did you guys see that? It just straight up deleted that unit from the game. Oh my, that was an overcasted one. Hot damn. That spell hits really hard if you overcast it. Okay. That might require a little bit more testing, actually. Oh my god, those peasants just had their source code deleted from the game. Oh man, okay. So let's go ahead and get you, and let's get like a good unit, like a Celestial Dragon Guard here. Yeah, wow. Jeez. Okay, so we're going to get her on a Longma, and we're going to get a Sentinel as well. That was just like source code deletion, dude. Yeah. I got to say, I'm not only impressed with the units, but I'm just overall feel of Cathay. No, Cathay is really fun. I like them a lot. They're really cool. Bro, that is a bug? I don't know, dude. Shazam, those peasants had families, I know. All right, so let's try that again, because that seemed like a little bit of a weird thing. Okay, so we need to blob them on the Terracotta Sentinel. And now we have, like, elite units. So it has 33% armor piercing. It's 18 to cast base, so it's super expensive. No, the peasants don't have low HP. They have pretty high HP, actually. Was that a Skaven nuke? It sure felt like it. Okay. So we need to get them blobbed up here. And try and get the overcast. Okay, I don't have enough to overcast it yet, so let's just like let the Sentinel kind of waddle around until we have like enough. So I must have had like 30 Winds of Magic there or something. All right. Just chilling out, flying around in circles. Sentinels are really good. They're incredibly strong. I think the Terracotta Sentinels will be one of the best units for Cathay in multiplayer. Yeah. I think Terracotta Sentinels, cheap, shitty infantry with like Jade Warriors and Spearmen, like backed up by like a shit ton of Crossbowmen will be pretty strong. Okay, so that was actually perfect. So we can stop here, and now we can overcast this. So it's 24 Winds of Magic. Okay, let's see if it deletes their source code too. That's like at the perfect cast. Okay, it doesn't delete their source code, but it still does a lot of damage. But that's not nearly as bad. Yeah, okay, so I think it was just the Peasants. Let's get the Peasants back and see if that was a fluke. I don't know about Macintosh requirements. I don't. Dude, that source code deletion was so funny. Oh my god. Okay, so let's get Big Boy again. He did a pretty good job like tar pitting him. Yeah, but that's like 24 Winds of Magic, and like it's pretty dodgeable, so look at the flavor text here. It says, "We're gonna get you, we're gonna get you, we're gonna get you." One of the wordier ones. Yeah. Is there any chance of showing off Tzeentch units to see if there are made alterations to the visuals in Doom Knights? Let me go ahead and double check on that. I'm pretty sure I'm only allowed to show KHORNE and Cathay in custom battles, sadly. But we'll do the same thing for all the other factions and just kind of like play with the mechanics and experiment with spells and see if we can find things that I think will be very efficient. So let's see if we can delete the source code of those Peasants again. What do we need? 30 wins for that? Okay. So maybe the armor saved them, because for this spell, Constellation of the Dragon, only 33% of the damage is armor piercing. So if we're going up against like a lightly armored peasant unit, yeah, try to blob the Peasants. We will. We're going to blob them on the Sentinel here. So he's just going to face the other way and chill and let the Peasants blob on him. Yeah, he's cool. He's turning around there. We don't have enough to overcast it. Now we do. Okay, so are they blobbed? That's about as good as it's going to get. So light armor. Oh no, he screwed it up. Okay, that's pretty similar because he knocked away a bunch of them before that happened. So yeah, lightly armored units get wrecked. So you know where that's probably actually quite good is against demons. So let's actually test that against... Oh, but KHORNE is so tanky. Yeah. Yeah, don't worry, guys. In due time, we'll show everything. Let's see here. Okay, no problem. Perfect. Alrighty. So now let's go ahead and go over to KHORNE. Although they have the spell resist, which is kind of tricky. Alright, so KHORNE is here. Exalted Big Chungus is here. How much spell resist do they have? 25%. Okay, it's still a good test. It's a 1200 gold unit. Alright, let's give it a try. Am I enjoying the new UI? Yeah, I know. And this is only... Yeah, I am. And this is only scratching the tip of the iceberg, guys. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. A lot of cool stuff. Yeah, like against Nurgle, for sure. But I think where this spell would be best would be actually against yeah, like greater, like demon, like elite demon units. So if they have like you know, the big scary like Bloodletter here, like something like that, I think that's where that's really going to shine. All right, Sentinel Man. Why can he not move? Is he's just taking his time? Okay, he's just a slow, ponderous lad. Do KHORNE's unit magic resist only apply to spells? It's only to spells. So magic damage doesn't get mitigated by KHORNE, like units that do magic damage, but spell resist affects spells only. So this stuff, right? So these guys are really beast mode. They hit super hard. Terracotta Sentinel needs to chill out a little bit. Yeah, he does some cool spinning attacks. He could probably solo this. I don't know, actually. Those Bloodletters are really, really hard hitting. Do we have 24 wins of magic yet? Not quite. Okay, we'll get there. Yeah, unfortunately he knocks them all around, which is a bit of a problem. So we'll try and let them blob properly. Okay, 23, 24 wins of magic, and let's try it right here on these guys and see what we can do. So we're just going to move him back and forth so he doesn't attack. Here it comes. Okay, so this is greater demons that have spell resist also. Wait, okay, it didn't cast a spell. That's weird. What? Did you guys see that shit? It just didn't cast a spell. Okay, that might be a bug. So we're gonna have to wait now. So let's just kind of waddle away here. Yeah, save up 24. It looked like it casted, but then it didn't. That was very strange. Okay. Okay, Terracotta Man. I'm like trying not to attack with him. Okay, so let's go slow-mo here so we can get like the ideal cast. Let's cast it right there, and now he can turn around and just stop. So let's have him just stop in his tracks. And here it comes. Okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, it does good damage. If they had been more blobbed up, it could have like almost one-shotted them. So yeah, I think that's the place for that spell. Can you try some spells with Magic Amplifier by having multiple casters and the compass on the battlefield as well? Sure. But I don't think it's a magic amplifier. It's a harmony amplifier, so it's not gonna. It's gonna affect the harmony, like the harmony buffs you get. It's not gonna affect the magic. Yeah. My mage took damage. Wrong. Oh, did I cast the wrong spell? Oh, I casted Stone Stance. Okay, thank you guys. Yeah. Yeah, thank you. That makes sense. So other units that we want to see in action. Let's see here. So we have the Fire Rain Rockets, the Grand Cannons. We've seen most of those. You guys probably want to see the Iron Hail Gunners. So these guys are basically Vampire Coast-like gun units. So we'll test them out against some Khornate troops. So we'll just get like some shielded like dual weapon Khorne warriors and have them move in, and you guys can see the damage that they can do. Yeah, looks good to me. All right. Can you test Khorne's third army ability? 100%. 100% we can test it. It's really good. Hey, Turn, how do you think the Khorne faction does on a small unit scale? I'm sure it'll be fine. Been watching Turn's AoE 4 vids for over a month. Finally watching live stream. No idea what's going on, but Turn has hyped me for it. Yeah, so if you guys are here from Age of Empires and you found my channel that way, just wait till I'm allowed to show multiplayer battles for this game, and I think you guys will enjoy it. Unfortunately, we don't have a Yin and Yang dude here, but these are the gun units for, I was about to say Vampire Coast, for Cathay. So they hit very hard. They have 38 weapon strength with good armor piercing, and they certainly can drop some shots. And we can use our caster here to, not caster, but our magistrate to even buff them up, so. Probably want to have a couple layers. Obviously, the Khorne Warriors will eventually break through the front, but we'll just like have like 3 of them here, and yeah, we can get one of you guys like out on the flank or whatever, and just do our thing. Yeah, you guys can park out here. Great, so they're almost in range, and they should start shooting here soon. So let's go ahead after the Khorne Warriors there, and you guys can shoot here, and you guys can shoot here. We'll just see the initial damage. So yeah, I mean that's pretty good. That's really good armor piercing. Yeah, Cathay's guns are not bad. They would run into line of sight issues, of course, and how fast are they? 33 speed, so they are faster than the Khorne Warriors. So you technically could kite them in like all directions here. Just like run around and cackle, and that's really, really good damage though. These guys are super armored, right? So you have plenty of ways. Mastery of Elemental Winds increases spell damage. Okay, you're saying that one. Got it. Got it. All right, so let's go ahead and pop this. Yeah, give them a little reload skill. Let's see if they can get one more volley right in the face of these bad boys, and we are running in all directions, so we can do a little bit of shooting here. Very good. Run away, run away. And yeah, you guys more or less see the damage they can do. It's pretty fat. Definitely some good burst. I don't need to like draw kite the AI around the map for like 5 minutes to try and show you guys. It's pointless. You cast the mass spell, not the comet. We did do the comet the second time though. Yeah, we did do the comet second time, so it was fine. Other units, we have the Crossbowmen, which you guys have pretty much already seen. Lawnmower Riders, we could do longbows against like light infantry. So let's go ahead and get like a Longma versus like a Khorne, like Bloodletter or something. So you guys can see what that looks like. Yeah. Not sure if you can you use the Demon Prince in multiplayer? I do not believe the Demon Prince is going to be in multiplayer. Yeah, because it would be unfair. His faction has access to like all the demons. You couldn't prepare for them. Like he could bring any god stuff against you. So I don't think he's going to be in multiplayer. Yeah. Can't wait for the Anticity Kite in the campaign with these gun units. Yeah. I know. He'll be very good at that, for sure. All right, so we got Longmas. We have some Bloodletters coming. We'll try them out and see how functional they can be against like lightly armored infantry, which is allegedly what they're supposed to be good against. Did you test Battle Harmony? Yeah, I think Battle Harmony will be used in multiplayer, for sure. It's not going to be like the most important thing in the world because it's only a little bit of a buff, but if it's convenient, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're going to charge into the Bloodletters. Here we go. Okay damage, for sure, but Bloodletters have really good armor piercing, so you're not going to want to stay in combat. Obviously, let's get the Magistrate in there. That's not bad. That's not bad damage at all. Like, if you, like, rear charge them while they're fighting something else, I think they'll be really strong, potentially. Yeah, so we get in the back. I mean, I'm a little bit underwhelmed, but again, we have to see, like, what the new multiplayer game type looks like before we make an assessment, because, like, their ability to fly around the battlefield is... But yeah, kind of like Pegasus Knights a little. I think the best tool for using Longmas is going to be protecting against Furies, so... Let's say, for example, I'm in a battle, right? I have a Fire Rain rocket in the back or a Grand Cannon, and like your Khorne opponent is coming in with like a shit ton of like Hounds and maybe a couple Furies and a Bloodhound. Like you guys saw how bad the Flesh Hounds earlier like destroyed cavalry, right? Well, let's see how they do against Longmas. Are Cultist heroes not in custom battles? They are. They are, Hargrovius, yeah. So Khorne has a Cultist hero, which is really good. It can summon Bloodletters. CA already advertised the Demon Prince as a multiplayer lord. So yeah, you can select Demons of Chaos in custom battles, Lich 109, like with your friends, but I don't think you'll be able to use them in like like the actual quick battles. I'd be surprised if you could. I'd be really surprised if you could. All right, so yeah, let's try the longbows like as a defensive unit, right? So like, yeah, they're coming at you with like flesh hounds and like furies and shit. So longbows can just go in and attack the furies. We'll get one back, although a little bit of friendly fire damage, lovely. And let's go ahead and turn off the fire at will. We got the bloodhounds, so we can intercept them. And they should outtrade these units. Yeah, like, look, that's pretty good. Like, they could probably take on, like, 3 Furies on their own. And they also do defeat the Bloodhounds, it looks like. Yeah. So, like, as a defensive sweeper unit, I think that is what Lawnmower Riders are going to do. Their damage against, like, armor, SEMs, and, like, good infantry doesn't seem that good. But I think that's more their purpose here in this game, is to, like, defend your shit. Yeah. Yeah, kind of interesting. Kind of interesting. What else did we want to test them against? Yeah, like, I wonder how many Furies they could actually take. So, a 1,500 gold unit. We have, let's get, like, 4 Furies here and see how they do against that. So, like, if it were in a theoretical defensive scenario. We can hide Homeboy in the trees. Turn, what's the verdict on the Sky Lantern? It's not as good as the War Wagons for the Empire. The cool thing about the Sky Lantern is it activates Yin and Yang for the Yin. So, you can sit it over a halberd box and you could get, like, you could get your defensive buffs by just having it sit there. Whereas, like, having Crossbowmen is a little bit more vulnerable, potentially. Yeah. Alright, so let's hide Homeboy in the trees. And the AI, so the AI will actually attack the Longmas. And let's move in. Let's do battle. See how they do against, like, the Horde of Furies. Yeah, so there they are. Fighting 2 4 Furies at once. So they have 110 armor, which makes them pretty durable here. They've killed 1, and they're probably going to kill 2 here. Although, unfortunately, the Herald is beneath us. The Herald's giving buffs to the Furies. That's actually not really a fair test. So based on how this is going, it looks like the Lawnmower Riders could probably kill 3. I think 4 might be too many. They're wavering now. They have 5 leadership, but is their leadership stabilizing? It is, actually. Wow. So this is 2,000 gold worth of Furies versus 1,500 of Longmas. And the Longmas are actually performing pretty darn well, because the Herald is buffing underneath, so it's not a fair test. Their melee attack is a little bit too sauced. Yeah, but nonetheless, pretty decent. Pretty decent. Yeah, they're good, like, anti-skirmish units. They're good anti-skirmish units, for sure. But aside from that, like, I don't know. I wouldn't use them, like, offensively. I think if you have, like, an artillery or a missile-based build, I think that's where Longmas really are going to shine, would be my 2 cents. Maybe they add a Demon Prince as an option for mono... Yeah, I don't know. Turn, can you swear more, please? If you want me to swear, you need to watch me stream Age of Empires. That's where the beast gets brought out. Yeah. All right, so we've looked at most of the Cathay Lords. We've looked at the Magistrate. We've looked at the... They have Peasant Archers, obviously. You don't really... I mean, they're basically the same as Bretonias. They do a similar thing. Crossbow units, they're just armored. Yin and Yang gives reload and leadership and all that sort of good stuff. And, yeah, we got some Jade Lancers here chilling, too. They're basically just Empire Knights. Can we see the color of the subfactions? Sure. So for Cathay, you have the Burning Wind Nomads. You have the Celestial Loyalists. You have the Dissenter Lords of Jin Shen. And you have the Eastern River Lords. And you can see the schemes actually change on your, like, army selection screen, too. Rebel Lords of Nanyang. The Jade Custodians. Oh, that's really cool. That's a really, really cool scheme. And then you have Cathay. And for KHORNE, you have Crimson Skull. You have the Brazen Throne, and you have the Bloody Sword, Karneth's Sons, and then basic KHORNE. So they all have, like, different color schemes that you can load in with. So I know we didn't get, like, Army Painter, but yeah, I still think that's pretty cool. Why Fred Durst? It's like a running joke with my friends. Yeah, we're all down for the Limp Bizkit. So we didn't really look at the Blood Reaper for KHORNE. Yeah, the Blood Reaper is pretty cool. He has a Bloodthorn motorcycle, so you could do, like, a full Wild Hogs build. So let me go ahead and show you guys that real quick. All right, so we are going to go ahead and do, like, a Wild Hogs motorcycle build. So you could bring, like, a Blood Reaper, like, and he has his own buff too, which gives spell resist, which is pretty crazy. So KHORNE can use this. If they're about to get nuked by a big spell, they can pop this and get 66% spell resist. So basically they'll be close to 100 with most of their demon units, which I think is very cool. The Bloodthorns are neat because they heal in combat. So you could have, like, a Wild Hogs build here. So let me show you, like, how crazy the Wild Hogs can be against Cathay, like, infantry spam. Yeah. It's fine. Let's just get some halberds there to make it a little bit more fair. Whatever. And now we can go in. Did War Wagons get buffed? I have no idea of knowing. Yeah, they're not in this game, so. Yeah, I do miss the days of playing head-to-head with Sparty, for sure. There'll be some shenanigans in this game, too, in terms of, like, campaigns. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Change the colors, please. We are. Oh, we're on the Khorne scheme. Okay, so let's actually change the color scheme so you guys can see what it looks like in the game. So I'll change the scheme for Cathay as well as Khorne here. We'll show you the Wild Hogs. All right, so we're on Crimson Skull. Yeah, or we'll do Brazen Throne. And let's bring some warriors just so you can see what they maybe look like. And for Cathay, let's go ahead and do the... let's do the Jade Custodians, I think were the ones. Ooh, Eastern River Lords could be cool. They're like have like a blue scheme. Yeah, let's see what that looks like. What causes Jade Warriors to lose their buff? They lose their buff if they get moved away from a ranged unit. Like you need a yin and a yang unit. So like a melee unit and a ranged unit is kind of the jam. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Is the Demons of Chaos under I'm not sure, Andrew. Yeah, I'm not sure. So I'm not sure if it is, so I don't want to risk getting in trouble. Like I might be allowed to show Demons of Chaos in this, which would allow me to show you all the units, but I don't know for sure. A lot of the Creative Assembly guys, I think, went to bed, so I just don't want to risk getting in trouble, so. And now I can show you the Khorne army ability. So this is the Wild Hogs. Check this shit out. So what do they look like? Yeah. Yeah, you see they have like a slightly different hue. Now, how do the River Lords look? Did they change? Okay, it looks like the banners are maybe different, but it's hard to tell because they're Jade Warriors, so they're always green. Let's see if the Lord looks different. Yeah, okay, the Lord actually has a bluish hue, so it's slightly different when you change. Okay, that's pretty cool. So Wild Hogs will be very crazy. Yeah, you can just like get in here and just... They heal in combat with Gore Feast, so I think these guys will be very annoying to play against. And they have pretty good mass too, so you can just like cycle charge all day. All day, every day. Pretty decent in sustained combat too. Obviously, sitting in halberds, you'll die probably, but yeah. Their little attack animations definitely do some good splash. I will do another battle after this to show you guys the Khorne Army ability ultimate, which is actually really good. You probably didn't see a lot of people use it in campaign because the battles usually don't go that long, but... Their buff for standing still? I actually don't know. I don't know how that works. Yeah, it's kind of curious. Does Meow Yang have any unique items? So after this, we'll look at every unique item for all the characters, and then we'll test the business we were just talking about. Is that John Travolta in the middle? Yes, it is. It is. Yeah. The home improvement crew is here as well. Yeah, but they're pretty good. I mean, the fact that they heal in combat's very scary. With the Gore Feast. Just grinding down this army, and I'm not even cycle charging. They have a charge bonus of 45, which is pretty respectable, but like imagine this in the hands of a good player, like in a normal battle. Again, in domination mode, like if you know what they've said about objectives in some of the early interviews we did, I don't think like cycle charging will be as good in general, but like again, we'll find out. So you might actually be able to get the final army ability here, although I think the enemy army will be too close to being dead before all is said and done. Keep it safe, show what you know. Yeah, exactly. We're gonna be careful, so. All right, you guys keep grinding. Back you go, and then charging in once again. And like they're still healing too, which is pretty crazy. You can see the new effects UI up at the top, so you can see what effects are actually hitting the units. So if we look at the enemy units here, you can see up in the top right, you have the tactician and you have the defensive stance. So it appears it's active for periods of time. But yeah, like even the halberd infantry don't do super good against these guys. Yeah, they're very nasty. All right, so yeah. Pretty cool. Straight Mad Max. Yeah, the lawnmowers are really rad. They're really rad. I think they'll be pretty good. Okay, so next we were going to show you, you guys wanted to see, there's so much my brain is trying to keep track of here. Can I show the Clock Tower Bombard, he says? Oh my god, that's so funny, dude. That's really funny. You guys wanted to see something with Cathay. I can't remember. What was it that you guys wanted to see? Before, we're going to be wrapping up here relatively soon. Well, the demonic trait, yeah, it's similar to the undead trait, yeah. So they just like crumble and stuff, yeah. Yes, correct. Yeah, the motorcycles are really cool, of Khorne. I enjoy them quite a bit. Cultists, and somebody was asking about cultists. Of course, you can bring them here, and yeah, they can summon some bloodletters. Yeah, it's pretty rad. Okay, so what else do we want to look at before all is said and done? Oh, yes, unique items. That's what it was. Okay, so for the demons here, we have the abilities. They don't have any items. Locus of Wrath and Revel in Slaughter. So this is a self buff, an AoE buff, and then a Locus of Wrath is an AoE buff as well. For the Exalted Bloodletter, he doesn't have any items himself, so there's no items here. It's just like abilities. So this one damages casters. This one gives him speed. This one gives him damage. all that good stuff. And here we have Garbrandt the Exiled. He has the Slaughter and Carnage item. This is the first thing I showed you guys. This is Farmbrand. You know, I want to try Farmbrand one more time before we close out today. Now, if we go to Grand Cathay, as far as items go, this guy has the Kite of Uttermost Airs. It's a Mortis engine for flying units. Only flying units, though. The Shield of Nangao. You know, the Mortis engine against flying units might be a good thing to keep. Like, if he's on foot, you bring it. And then if they land, like, harass units in your archers, you just have him there Mortis engineing them down. That's pretty cool. Dragon-Blooded Lords have the Jade Amulet, which gives them constant Winds of Magic regeneration. No, it's activatable. Wow, okay. So 160, really good, and gives you reserves, too. And the Scales of the Celestial Court, which gives you physical resist. So the other caster has the same thing. Meow Yang does not have any items. She doesn't. She's basically a fat dragon, so that's kind of that's the jam there. I think maybe the brother has an item. No, he doesn't. But he does have some extra abilities. The Master of Alchemy and like Warding Iron. This is really good. It actually gives 5% ward save and an aura there, which is cool. Turn. Try bringing the 3 caster plus compass build on Cathay. Okay, we can try that real quick. I did want to try Farmbrand one more time though, so we'll try and do that. Okay, triple caster build. So let's go with the damage lore to really kind of take advantage of that. So triple caster plus compass. Okay. So mastery of the elemental winds. When 2 or more units in the same army share this attribute, the intensity increases the power of spells cast. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab you. And we can get an Alchemist, I guess. And we can get an Astromancer. And we can put him on the War Compass. Okay, that's kind of cool. So let's get 1 Halberd unit. And then we can get a couple... yeah, this looks fine. Although let's give them a Magistrate so our testing's a little bit easier. Just kind of like chop these guys down here. Okay, so we have Master of the Elemental Winds. We have it on several units, I believe. Yeah, so we should be fine now. Should be fine. This will be kind of cool. Yeah, we're on Ultra Funds right now. Yeah. We're on Ultra Funds. Well, Emo Hippie multiplayer was set to defaults large in Warhammer 2, but we don't yet, like, we can't really confirm what it's going to be for this. It might have been rebalanced, right? So it could be different. All right, so here's the Cursed Marshes. We have the elemental buff now, so let's go ahead and get our casters back here. We have the double dreaded War Compass. So they have the Mastery of the Elemental Winds. We have 2 of them, so let's see when we start if that becomes active, and we'll just move this caster up to do some nukes. Okay, so where are our buffs? We have Arcane Conduit, and we have... It doesn't show up here, but we do have 2 units that have that, so it should be active. Let's see if it reflects on the tooltip. Okay, it does. So check this shit out. Our Stone Stance gives 145 mass now, and our Dragon Breath is actually... Okay, wow. That actually shows in the tooltips. Yeah, and look at this. Jade Shield? Wow, that's so cool. Jade Shield is now 64% instead of 44%. Oh, man, that's really, really neat. Thank you guys for pointing that out. That's something I didn't even notice, to be completely honest. Wow, okay. Let's move up. Let's get the crew here. We're going to, like, overcast the Celestial Dragon business. That seems really cool. You don't need 2... Yeah, you just need 2 casters, correct? Yeah, it's fine, though. Should be good here. So yeah, everything's going to do more damage. And now we can go test the Constellation of the Dragon again. Unfortunately, they're going to blob on these units. Can you guys just blob in the front, please? Thank you very much. Let's drop this right here. Overcast it and see what kind of damage we can get. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, this is going to do so much damage, I bet. Jeez. Oh! Oh! Where is it? Oh! Oh! Look at that damage! God damn! That is insane! Those are like elite units. Dude, holy shit, is there going to be some crazy-ass Cathay magic builds? Maybe. That's really cool. Intensity, yeah. Guys, did you see that shit? Did you see that? Those are not cheap units. Those are like armored, like halberd boys. Okay, let's try some other spells. So Final Transmutation should do more damage now too, but we need 18 wins for it. Can we overcast it? Golden Hounds will obviously do more damage. Let's try, I don't know. I want to try one of these other spells. Let's try the basic one, although it kind of lacks armor piercing, so maybe it's not going to be so good. That was sweet. Wind Blast doesn't have armor piercing. Uran's and Thunderbolt should be pretty good. Let's actually cast this, overcast it here, and see what happens. Comet of Cassandora does a ton of damage. Okay, here we go. That's a lot of damage. Wow, that's really good. Okay, let's try a Comet here too. Can we like get them blobbed up? Yeah, they should blob into it. Okay, Comet time, not overcasted. And here it comes. Give it to me, baby. Oh, yeah. Okay, that one's pretty... Yeah, that's pretty good, too. Comet of Cassandora seems like it would dunk. All right, let's go back and try that one more time. I want to try, like, some of the other spells. To show you the power of the... Yeah, that was so rad. Oh, my God. Okay. Let's load in again. And that looks fine. Whatever. We can just, like, load in. Intensity being a strat now means caster lords might finally be able to do better than caster heroes. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Tyrion, watch the missile mirror. Watch missile mirror last for 2 minutes fully juiced up. Yeah, like how does that gonna work? Let me look at that because we do have that spell. I think. Did I bring a yin caster or did I forget? No, I forgot to bring a yin caster. We'll check that. I just wanted to test the heaven's magic here. Okay, so let's get the crew moving up. Okay, we'll just get them like all in one haggard blob. The Cathay magic blob. Okay, this is what peak performance looks like. You may not like it. All right, here they come. 19 War Compass. No, it doesn't stack. Like I don't think it only is like up to 2. So I want to try Comet of Cassandora because this one's damage value is pretty insane. And it's like mostly armor piercing. If we overcast it, yeah, okay, greater armor piercing. Copy that. All right, blob on up. Yeah, wound system is still a thing. You can see here, when units get damaged, they lose quite a bit when SEMs. So that's why SEMs aren't like quite as OP as they were before. Okay, so let's go ahead and drop a Comet of Cassandora, like right here, I guess. It's not like as good of a blob. Yeah, they have a nice position right there. Okay, whatever, that's good enough. So this is an overcasted Comet. Here it comes with the new spell augmentation. So full health down to... Okay, another unit's moving in. Excellent. Come on, get a little bit closer. Wow. Home. Oh! Oh my god! Comet! Comet meta incoming. Dude! It just literally one-shotted like 3 of those units. Okay, so we've got that. Let's see what an overcasted Windblast looks like. Windblast isn't good against armor, though. Yeah, so it's not meant against armor, obviously. I want to get a Final Transmutation, too, and see what that looks like with this. So let's kind of keep grinding here for a minute. While our haggard corpse carts do their business. We're pretty close. We could do Golden Hounds. Golden Hounds does have 33% armor piercing. And Final Transmutation. Let's see what that looks like. So we're going to cast it on the remaining units and see if it can finish them. Yeah, it's good. I mean, honestly, Final Transmutation doesn't seem that good. Like, the Bombardment spells seem better. Yeah, no, like a unit of Blackwork is for sure going to get one-shotted by that. It doesn't matter how armored you are. That thing just, like, thumps in the night. Yeah, that's really good. We can do the Golden Hounds here, too. Although they're going to run, probably. Yeah, well, pretty good damage on that, actually. Wow. Okay. So, let's go look at the missile piece now. Dude, that shit was bananas. Yeah, good luck hitting that in multiplayer. Sure, you certainly have a point there. But, I mean, if you do hit it, that's going to be pretty epic. Okay. So, let's switch you out to the Yin Lord. So, we'll use the Missile Mirror, and Grand Cathay can go chill here. Okay, so now we should have the augment. Let's actually get like a couple of these guys so we can test it out. And cool. Here we go. That was the most beautiful Comet I've ever seen. Dude, that's some... Okay, now I like feel like I've been playing the Cathay campaign wrong. Yeah, I gotta get like all those casters, so my magic is just insane. Because in campaign, guys, you know how crazy that's gonna be? That's gonna be just like ludicrous. Yeah. What do you think about? Well, I can only talk about the Nurgle stuff I've seen in the campaign. Like, and yeah, I think like because I played a Nurgle Demon Prince, I think it'll be fine. I think they'll be quite good. All right, so we have the Haggard stack here. Let's go ahead and get you. Oh, I forgot to put her on a mount, so she's gonna have to run and do this. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, well, whatever. So the Missile Mirror lasts longer, it looks like. So let's put that on the Giseles. See what that looks like. Okay, so we're moving in. So here it comes. Oh my god, the Giselle shots just bounce back. That's so funny. Here it comes. Wow, yeah, look, they're sniping themselves. It's like little brothers, like, quit hitting yourself. Okay. So, yeah, that's pretty good. It's not, like, insane, but it's definitely decent. We'll try overcasting it here on these Crosswomen here in a second. We're just, like, juking here so we don't die. And we will overcast on the Crossies. I wish it was AoE, too. That'd be so funny. Okay, we're probably going to die from overcast damage here. Okay, so we just did it on the Celestial Dragon Crossbowmen, and now they're shooting themselves in the face with their reflection. Yeah, you can see it bouncing back right in front of them. That's so funny. Oh my god. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like that's like benefits that much from that, but it's like it's still decent. Yeah, we can use like this little blossom spell here. Yeah, Yin is definitely more like defensive. You have like summons, which is really nice. So you can summon the Ancestral Warriors. They're going to go jump on top of this. Ancestral Warriors, somebody wanted a close-up of them too. Here's what they look like. They're like kind of these ghostly avatars of Cathay. Pretty rad looking. All right. So the last thing I wanted to do, it stacks past 2 casters. Oh, you're saying it gets worse? Wow. Jeez. The last thing I wanted to do today is try Farmbrand one more time. I wanted to get him up to his maximum potential. So we'll get Farmbrand and get Grand Cathay is basically just going to sacrifice us like a million Jade Warriors. Okay, I guess we need to get some Peasants too. And some Jade Lancers. Okay, Farmbrand is here. You want to see... Oh, you guys wanted to see the Khorne Major Army ability. Okay, so we'll do Farmbrand then the Khorne Army ability to close it out. Can you test 19 War Compasses just to test if it doesn't stack? I'm fairly sure it does. Okay, we'll do that. Yeah. I need to get like a notepad out to keep track of all these suggestions. Yeah. How big are the Chaos Steeds? They don't seem very big. Yeah, the ones for Khorne are big though. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe the other ones are. So Farmbrand's a going farming. Farmbrand. Okay, pulling you in. Let's move across. He's hoofing it. He's trying. He's got those big demon hoofs. They're not the most useful tools for moving. All right, so let's go farm some filthy peasants. And now Farmbrand is up to 697. Let's see what he gets when he gets more kills. He's turning around and beating down the peasant horsemen. Farmbrand is now up to 700 weapon strength. Okay. And the current modifier on his weapon is only 6. I wish I could use his other ability in combat, the breath attack. Yeah, you gotta like just battle here. Maybe I should have brought some units to support him. I don't know if he can take all this. He might be able to. Farmbrand's pretty terrifying for sure. All right, so let's get the breath attack, use it onto the Cathay boys back here, see if we can actually cast it. I think it got canceled. All right. Yeah, we don't want to fight in the forest. That actually puts a penalty on us. So how many kills is he up to now? 82? Yeah, I think we probably need to bring another unit to maximize this test. Otherwise, he's just... I mean, he might get there eventually. We have the Rampage. Let's go kill the Lord. Make it a little bit easier for us. Although, yeah, we're having trouble clicking on him. Wrathful Reaper again. So Farmbrand's up to 127 kills, so now his weapon strength... I have Wrathful Reaper pop, so it's not... I don't think it's quite accurate. Okay, so his base damage, yeah, it's plus 50% right now. So Farmbrand is currently sitting at a base of 993. So... And this is permanent. Like, that's going to stay for the whole battle. That is going to stay for the whole battle. Death by 1,000 peasants. I know, it's pretty funny. If we could just get rid of all the horsemen and stuff. They have like Jade Lancers in there also, which is not bad. So we might be able to get the Khorne Army ability. Hopefully we can, and I can show you guys. It's based on the kills and stuff that he gets. So he's up to 219. Let's pop this. He's currently up to 50%. Is it like frozen or something? Yeah, maybe it doesn't. It says it goes up to 100. It doesn't seem to be updating the tooltip. Yeah. So let's pull Farmbrand away a little bit and then just try and get a breath attack like on the big blob, although the cavalry are all over me right now. So what are we up to? 1 point. It seems like it's capped at 50, so maybe it's bugged. No, okay, I'm up to 1.5 now. Okay, it's working. Yeah, so Scarbrand's base damage is now 1.5. That's pretty insane. Holy shit, these Cathay blobs. Eventually they'll just get like shattered from terror routes. Yeah, he's going field goal kicking. Yeah, he's got 4,000 HP left. It's pretty meaty. So 1.4 base. We're up to... Okay, so we have capped it out. So yeah, Farmbrand is now up to his maximum, which is 1.4. And we're pretty close to the army ability. Oh, this is actually a good opportunity to show you something else about Farmbrand. It's actually good that he's going to die here. So we want to show you the Relentless Rage combo with Garbrandt, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so we rampage him. He's taking a little bit of damage. He's down to 2,000. I mean, certainly fighting a full army here. Not doing very bad, I would say. So yeah, it seems like he caps out at 1... Oh wait, no, he's at 1.7 right now? No, it was the ability I activated. For a second, I was like... Yeah, he lost his frenzy, correct. Yeah. Correct. Alright, let's go get the Lord. See if we can punish him. Where's that Cathay Lord at? Here he is. He's kind of hard to hit in there. Okay, so that pretty much 3-shots him. Yeah, he's going to get like 3-shotted. Wow, the Cathay Lord legit got 3-shotted right there. Oh my god, that is crazy. So the other combo with Garbrandt is to use the Relentless Rage, which when he's dying, you use this and he gets to fight for another 20 seconds instead of dying. Which when you have like this much weapon strength is pretty insane. Okay. The enemy army's getting quite beat up. Scarbrand's got a little bit of HP. We should probably turn off fast forward. Yeah, 1,000 HP. Got it. Maybe we will get the ult off. I don't know. go and pop this and rampage and shit. Yeah, let's go ham. It's got 6 leadership. The Cathay army is getting quite battered. The AoE rampage is super sweet. I think Garbrandt's going to be a monster. Okay, so he's crumbling now. Let's go ahead and pop Relentless Rage on him. So now, instead of dying, even though I'm at army losses, he's not able to die. So we'll fast forward, and you'll notice he's going to keep going. So he's at 1 HP, and he's still just kicking butt. Now, in multiplayer, if he were, like, dying, that could be, like, a really clutch moment to, like, actually get somebody's lord. Yeah, absolute raid boss. So let's get the KHORNE major ability up right now. Yeah, what a beast. Oh, my God. Yeah, Garbrandt's so cool. Okay, so we're going to get some boys. We'll get some of them, we'll get some Exalted dudes, and then we'll get Grand Cathay is going to need more bodies for us to beat down here. Alright. Honestly, we could probably win it even with a smaller army. Farmbrand for president. Yeah, so happy with KHORNE, so am I. I love the KHORNE roster. I think they're going to be my favorite. Yeah, I really like them a lot. I'm so excited to just dive into multiplayer with them. Can you try using the enhanced Cathay magic on KHORNE magic resist to see how much the resist helps? Yeah, we could try that. We'll try stacking like 1 million of those spell amplifiers to see what the damage actually looks like. Alright, so we're just going to mouth breathe because obviously this is just a showcase here. So let's just do this. Just go maximum width. Do this. Farmbrand's here. And we're just trying to get the major KHORNE army ability for you. We're fighting in the marshes, which is going to penalize our infantry, but they'll be penalized too, so it doesn't really matter. Alright, Farmbrand. Get in there, buddy. Go farming. Yeah, it's good, Anakin. Good. Now we can attack. Attack! Blood for the Blood God. Let's go. So you can see the every kill we get, basically it fills up more and more is kind of the jam. The Exalted Bloodletter should really get us there pretty quick. Yeah, we're at this first tier, so we could use the Warhorn of Khorne if we want to. Garbrandt has a boss and rage timer. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We're almost at the second one. We just need to get a couple more kills. Hopefully there will be something left for us to nuke afterwards. I think there should be. Yeah, Garbrandt at this point could probably solo the enemy army. Like, we've done enough damage. We saw what he was like before. If you don't have like dedicated anti-large or something to beat him down, he's going to be a beast for sure. Okay, so this is a really good spell, the Blades of Khorne. It's not a spell, but it's an activatable. So we're going to use it on these Celestial Dragon Guard right here. And watch this. It's really good. Oh no, don't dodge it. Come on. Yeah, maybe we'll still get to see it. Yeah, that was a good showcase. If it had hit dead center, it probably would have brought them down to like nothing, but yeah, it's a cool spell. Can you try using the Missile Mirror versus the Sunmaker Barrage? We already did that versus the Hellstorm earlier, Mateusz. Yeah, we already did that earlier. So now you guys wanted to see the Haggard Cathay magic stack, just like going bananas. Yeah, okay, so let's get the cavalry. So let's see how far into the Shadow Realm we can go. So let's go ahead and use the Astromancer as our primary caster here, but we want to get a caster stack, as many as we can. So we can bring a Yang caster, we can bring a couple War Compasses. I don't know if it's going to let me bring more unless I can turn off army limits. So let's go to funds, custom funds, and then we can turn off unit caps, which is obviously designed for multiplayer, and we can bring a bunch of War Compasses. Okay, so let's just bring like a Doom stack of these Compasses. So they all have Master of the Elemental Winds. And then we have our guy on his pimp card as well. She's going to be on her Warhorse, and you can just be on the Jade Longma. Cool. All right, let's do a different map. Yeah, we could do this, whatever, it's fine. Yeah, quite hyped for this. The Giant Sword spell is almost as cool as the Foot of Gork. Yeah, Demacia. Somebody said Demacia. Yeah, I guess it's kind of in that purview, isn't it? All right, so we have the Dragon-Blooded Lord here with the 20 stack of the Grand Cathay support units. I don't think it's going to stack, though. I'd be really surprised if it did. I'd be really surprised. All right, so where are you at?
My test begins.
Okay, you're here. Okay, going to look at magic. Okay, it does go further up, but the mass seems to cap at 200.
Victory is inevitable.
Okay, intensity. Okay, the max you can get is 200% intensity. So you can go a little bit higher than we showed you earlier, but it hits a wall for sure. So 200% intensity should be pretty good. Obviously, we have our Heavens Caster. We saw the Comet of Cassandora. We can like blob these units like as much as we possibly can on top of each other to showcase the 200%. Yeah, it's 200%. More hero casters. I'm pretty sure it caps. Because they all have that ability. Like, every one of these cards has it. Yeah, the Master of Elemental Winds. It's capped at 200. Okay. So we're moving in. Let's go ahead and just do like a fat freaking comet here. I think that'd be fun. Where's that shit? Okay, it's right here. Cool. So let's see what this damage looks like. Yeah, it wasn't the best cast in the world, but I think it should be pretty good. Look at our Winds of Magic. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. That is ludicrous. Okay, so that not only deletes that entire portion of their army. Guys, look at this shit. Oh no. The recharge modifier stacks from Nexus of the Elemental Winds. So this gives you 20% and it stacks. So right now we're getting 1 per 2. Dude, that is crazy. It already emptied our reserve. It already emptied our reserve because it just went and just jacked it all there. Wow. Okay, Celestial Comet. Let's try this one. And let's try this. Yeah, they all have like these spells, right? So, oh my god, this is gonna be crazy in campaign. Okay, check this shit out. Just the casual like goodbye to your army. This is gonna be a really OP stacking campaign. Holy shit. Yeah, that comet takes like 10 years to get here though. Yeah, no biggie. Just delete everything. Just one click and delete. Oh my god, I think we've just discovered the doomstack of doomstacks in campaign. I know I'm no campaign guy, but this seems pretty good. Because in campaign you can get extra reserves. Dude, that is insane. And look at that. It emptied our reserve like instantly. But if you're in campaign, there's tons of ways to get like extra Winds of Magic. So you could have like the most OP shit ever. Dude, having the Compass Doomstack, because they each give you the recharge rate, and then going in campaign and getting a ton of reserves, like up to like 500, you are gonna just terminate people. Oh my god. And Wind Blast also. Yeah, let's get like a Wind Blast going here so you guys can see that. Yeah, okay, here it comes. Is it gonna go? Yeah, I mean, that's a little bit underwhelming against armor. Like the comets. Yeah. Oh my god. That is just gross. Move aside, Lord Croak. The stack of stacks is here. I know. Yeah, so basically, if you want to just abuse this in campaign, you just have to find a way to just do that. Tyrion, show it's a legend. I'm sure he'll figure it out, or he'll hear about this. That's just insane. Okay, so yeah, casters backed by war compasses is like the most broken shit ever in campaign. Yeah, like armies will just get flattened. What other spells could we really abuse? Honestly, the bombardment seemed the best. Yeah, and look at this, guys. So the Jade Shield now gives 88% word save. Yeah, that's crazy good. Overcasted Final Transmutation versus Jade Lancers, good baseline for how strong it is versus Cav. Oh, you're saying you want that right now? Ikit Claw's crying. Reserved or capped at 100 in campaign, no way to buff it. Okay, so it's good you know that. So it seems like you can't go past that, which is the only concern. But there's got to be items that temporarily... Okay, so even though it is capped at 100 in campaign, according to some of you guys in chat, you can still abuse it by having items that give you reserves recharge. Like, my Demon Prince had an ability that refilled my reserves. So I think there's ways to abuse it still. You can still rebuild your reserves. Yeah. That's so crazy. Okay, so let's try that versus like... Let's try that versus some Khorne units one more time. So let's go see if they can endure with their magic resist. So let's just auto-gen an army here. And get rid of like the monsters, because I just want to test it against infantry. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, they have like the infinite funds, that's right, so auto-gen's gonna be stupid. Okay. Whatever, that's fine. I mean, that's a pretty good army, right? Like, yeah, it costs about the same as ours. Alright, perfect. 88% word save, I know. Yeah, and there's items that reduce the winds of spells cost, correct. Jade Lancers are equivalent to Empire Knights. They are. Yeah, they're not great, but they're good at road blocking. Can you choose your color for the units in battle? Yeah, you can choose one of the sub-schemes, like one of the alternate factions. Are you sure you can get more wins in campaign? Yeah, I think you can, HH, because at least on the Tzeentch Demon Prince, you're able to use the army ability of Tzeentch to get wins back. So I think there are ways to abuse it.
My test begins.
Okay.
My mind is ready.
I might have to make like a separate video on this after this,
Order and harmony.
because it'll get lost in this stream. Okay, so we need to just like blob up even more.
I hear the heavens.
Like as disgusting of a tiny little blob as we can have. And I guess what we should do is actually just go into the corner. So yeah, okay, hold on. So let's do this. Rematch. And we're gonna just go into the corner. Since there's infinite winds of magic in the Chaos Realm. Yeah, oh my god, in the Chaos Realm with infinite winds of magic, dudes? Jesus. Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy. And yes, in the survival battles, you can pay for more winds of magic reserves. Holy shit. That's gonna be so broken. You still need something to kill SEM, so you would need to bring some sort of a caster that can like deal with the monsters. Okay, so we're gonna get you guys, you guys, you guys. Guys here, great. All right, so let's do this. So this is like just like maximizing the haggardness of this. Like this is what you would do if you were really cheesing. I think this is enough cards for now. Yeah, look at our winds of magic. Look at it shooting up. It's 1 per 2. Our reserve is just being emptied super hard, which is hilarious. Activating maximum filthy cheese. This is actually funny though. Yeah, this is like, I feel like this is a pleasant cheese. Like I don't like watching like ammunition being wasted on the AI and stuff, but this is actually fun to watch, I feel. Okay. It's gonna take KHORNE like 10 years to get here, so we could just like shoot the shit while they do. I just want to like see like how dirty it can be if you're corner camping. All right, so yeah, like this spell could be quite good. I think like the Heavens magic seems like the shit though. Like the Comet, its range damage is like 3,000. 3,400. And it has explosion damage too, which is pretty fat. Chain Lightning could be pretty good too. We'll have to give that a try. What is a SEM? Single entity model is what I'm referring to. Omae Shindelu. Dude, Cathay's magic is insane, yeah. Can we get you guys like even more tightly packed? There you go. Okay. So KHORNE will be here in a second. We'll be ready with our dreaded corner camp. And we should be able to defeat them. We'll see. Yeah, it's a shame. Even if it's... The Magic Storms have unlimited reserve, I know. It's pretty crazy. So here they come, the Corn Warriors. The first of their kind will reach us soon. And they'll be here with their spell resist. Not all of them have it though. Only the demons do. So the human followers of KHORNE don't have spell resist. Yeah. And like it's funny because if you had Meow Yang, she could also Earthblood your shit. So like and they have 80 armor too. It's not like they're complete squishy units. All right, so let's play around and just do like I guess a Comet here. Yeah, I wanted to wait for more of them to blob, but I guess we'll just have to chill out for a second. Let some of them get in there. The Herald's gonna be a problem. He's gonna actually kill quite a bit. So the AI is not being like that dumb about it. They're actually like moving in like kind of piecemeal, which is somewhat clever. But this should just one-shot these guys. I didn't overcast at that time because I'm trying to like save my wins a little bit, but oh god, that's gonna be brutal. Come on, give it to me, baby. Okay, they moved up a little bit, so that might screw it up, but yeah, so the overcast definitely seems necessary. Let's go ahead and let's test the overcasted Final Transmutation, although that thing costs 28 wins, and it does 266 damage a second, so I think the bombardment from the Heavens Caster is just better. Although maybe this one's better. Okay, let's try this. Let's try this. So just imagine this with infinite winds of magic. That's like really what's crazy. Oh, that's the one. Okay, so it's the ones on the Celestial Comet. Okay. All right, let's drop another one here. Let's drop another one here. Yeah, here we go. Ready to just see this army get Shadow Realmed here. We're a little bit out of wins though now. So like, yeah, you would run into issues on like if you didn't have some sort of a system for recharging. Dude, that's so good. Just look at those guys get pancaked. Oh man. Yeah, but now we're out of wins. So you like just take it with a grain of salt. You would need to have like some way of getting wins back. I want a super chat, but there's no PayPal? Yeah, I'm not sure. I do have a Streamlabs account. It should be in the description actually. Thank you, Animus. Yeah. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So yeah, you get some huge damage. You get some huge damage, but you need winds of magic for it, so. Like the thing is these things aren't bad in combat either, the compasses. But like you can empty your payload very quickly. So it's very cheesy, but you need to like maybe use it in the realm of chaos. I think that's gonna be the most important thing. Are you able to change the amount of wins in custom battles? I don't think so. These are the options here. Large armies, unicaps. Character loading means you can like import your demon princes and stuff. So if you're playing with like a friend or something, you can import your demon princes from your campaigns, which I think is very cool. All right, guys, that is it for now. We are going to be calling it a day. It was certainly fun. We did a lot of testing. So if you just joined later, we tested KHORNE stuff first. So we did like all their cannons and infantry and different effects. But the second half of the stream was mostly Cathay testing. And we've more or less looked at everything here. So yeah, quite cool. Quite cool indeed. So ladies and gentlemen, once again, want to thank you for joining today. It was an absolute blast. So the thing is, I'm only allowed to post a certain number of videos up until the next embargo. So unfortunately, I can't post every single day. So there will be a couple days where I'll be doing other stuff. I know the Warhammer 3 hype is quite fervent, but yeah. So let's see. So I posted 1, 2, I think this is my third one. So I can only post like a couple more before the next embargo. So yeah. So if you're wondering why I'm not putting up Warhammer 3 content every day, it's because I can't. We have a limit on how many videos we can do. Because I think they don't want like all the YouTube people to just be posting like 1,000 videos each. So try kind of keep it in check. Use you owe us a Storm of Magic campaign video running the stack. This might be my first campaign. Yeah, this might be my first one. Yeah. Yeah. It was great. Appreciate it, guys. If you enjoyed this, by the way, do drop a like on the way out. That helps me out quite a bit. Also lets people kind of find their way to the video because YouTube will share it with more people. So do that. We'll see if we can pump those numbers. And yeah, we'll be back soon. Tomorrow is probably going to be an Age of Empires stream. And then I'm working on a guide for upcoming factions. So you guys saw the KHORNE guide. I'm making a lot of improvements and making it look nicer. And I'll have army guides for every faction at some point. Like within like a month or two after launch, I'll have a guide for every single faction on the channel. So appreciate you guys. That is it. Take care of yourself. You guys are the best. And we'll see you back in the next few days. Yeah, next few days indeed. Can you do a new Demon Prince stream? I could do another one, yeah, I could. But I already have like the one Prince one, which was pretty done. We covered the bases there. I might do like a KHORNE stream or something, I'm not sure. I might have a Cathay army guide going up soon. But I kind of want to wait until, like I don't want to put out another army guide until I'm allowed to show multiplayer because like it's, like I can't talk about it in the guide. Like in the KHORNE guide, I couldn't talk about it. So it's kind of like, yeah, I'm just going to wait. When will the multiplayer tournament be incoming? So I'm going to be, on the first day of multiplayer's embargo drop, I'm hosting a tournament that same day. I'm hosting a 4-man tournament. So there's going to be a bunch of creators that you know who will be playing in that. And I'm going to be casting it. So it's going to be super fun. All right, that's it. Adios, my friends. I love your haggard graphics. I'm glad to hear that. My graphics card is approaching 6 years old. So it's a little potato that's still, it's a little potato that good. All right, see you guys later. Take care of yourselves. And that, my friends, is it for now.